Welcome into the Cam Strick Podcast, episode number 186, presented by Hair Club for men and women and people of all walks of life, Cam, anywhere in the world, man.
Oh, Hair Club, baby, Hair
Club. They will help you.
They'll help you. And you know what? It's so nice to have hair on a day like today here in St. Louis, Missouri. It's about 75 degrees. It's sunny. It's windy.
Do you know anything about like alopecia? That's a very serious situation. That
it ain't that serious, homeboy. And turn your goddamn phone down. Alopecia, where you lose your hair. Yeah, I got something like that too.
Okay, no.
Oh, you're talking about Will Smith's bro?
Well, his wife had that.
Yeah,
but
it ain't leukemia.
My question is, if you have it, because the hair doesn't grow back, right? Can you restore, replace, or refurbish?
Are you asking me a question?
I'm asking, can you do something about that for the alopecia?
Alopecia, I have alopecia too, I guess. I have something where my hair is fucking falling out. I don't know if it's alopecia, but it's something. But I don't know. That's a question I don't know. But, you know, people were looking at Will Smith's girl, and she has alopecia like it's something that hardcore. It ain't that big of a deal. She looks great. She actually has hair, it seems like. She probably got it tattooed on or something.
Tattooed on?
Yeah, you can get hair tattooed on.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of people, in the true story, like they'll paint their hair. Like,
yeah, that's probably what it is. Something like that. It's like a tattoo paint or something.
Like Ray Lewis. Go look at his Hall of Fame speech. You ever watched his Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He like painted it on.
Well, so did LeBron James.
He paints it?
He did something. But there's nothing, no big deal. Look at it. We're not sure. No. It's all good. But people are looking. But the whole point of that whole thing is when Chris Rock was chirping alopecia, like, was that joke that funny? Not really. G.I. Jane joke or whatever it was. But it's alopecia.
Tickets.
You lost, Hunt. You lost your fucking hair. It happens to so many goddamn people. It ain't leukemia. It wasn't something like that.
No, it's very serious.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's very serious.
Look, it's serious as you losing your hair. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not. So, but that's not off limits to get made fun of in a comedy realm.
No, it is.
Andy,
if your wife had alopecia, Cam,
and I was a superstar, and she's a superstar, banging my son's buddy. Get out of here.
Throw that out of the equation.
We already talked about this.
Throw that out of the equation.
Don't feel sorry for Jada Smith. Don't feel sorry for Will Smith.
Jada Pinkett.
Whatever the fuck her name is. Don't feel sorry for any of those guys. Like, honestly, it ain't that big of a deal. You lose your hair. You can get it fixed by Hair Club.
They are human beings, Cam.
I know,
you're
but
very insensitive.
Fuck that. They're in the spotlight. They're in the goddamn. They're sitting.
What does that mean?
They're sitting front row at the goddamn whatever it was there, and you're in the mix. You've made hundreds of millions of dollars. You could do whatever the hell you want. Hell, you could afford to have a new head if you didn't like your fucking head. Cut your head off, and somebody will sew a new one on for you. You have that much power and money. No, I do not feel sorry for them. I don't. Either one of them. Then get the fuck out of there if you don't want to get chirped.
Sorry
so
for
now
Will Smith, dude. I'll be honest with you.
Why would you
or
be?
Jada
What are you
Pinkett
talking about
Smith.
then? Then don't set me up to be mean.
Chris Rock is my guy.
He's cool, man.
I'm going to it. You want to come with us? I've got tickets.
To where?
To Chris Rock.
Maybe.
It might be pretty cool.
I'd do that.
And if you come with me, dude, we might get like backstage and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Probably.
I'm sure
have some access.
I'll probably just walk around back. Where's it at?
Where's it at? I think it's at Stiefel.
Oh, then we're good.
Stiefel Theater.
I like Chris Rock, man. I'd go see him. No problem.
Yeah. He's funny, man.
No problem. Hey, we had real quick, and we don't want to get too far into it, but I do want to give a shout out to the Blues Warrior group, bunch of ex-military that skate with us. They're so cool. We help raise money for so many different things, and we did a big benefit over the weekend. I skated for the first time in 6 months. Scored a couple goals right off the bat, Andy. I scored a couple goals right off the bat, Andy, and it's documented. Just so you know,
how's the competition?
It was okay. Andy McDonald was on me the whole goddamn time. They had Andy McDonald
playing on the other team.
Yeah, teamed up against me.
He still tries.
He tries his ass off. That's
I'm
why I only
actually
got
going to
2.
skate Wednesday. I have a Wednesday free. I'm looking forward to it, to getting back on the ice and with full gear, Cam. With full gear.
You got to wear your shoulder pads like a man should do.
So
you're not built to not.
The
wear shoulder
Warrior
pads.
Program. I will say this: I've met
really
a couple
cool.
of those guys, man.
They're awesome, Andy.
Very cool.
They are so disciplined,
Yes.
and you don't even realize. Like,
you know, one guy. Did he come up and tell you what he told me?
What
was that? His, comrade or whatever, somebody next to him got shot and killed, whatever, right in front of him.
Yeah.
And he was so depressed. He said true story. He said he listened to our podcast, helped him get through the situation that he was in overseas.
Hear it every day from people.
So
100%.
I wish I had his name in front of me, man. I apologize, but you know who you are.
Yeah, I'm going to give you an example too. It's like these guys are so good. And they're so disciplined, and they want to work, and they're fun. And Rob Ramage does a great job, and they skate every single Saturday.
Was Rammer there?
No, he was not. He wasn't in town this weekend. But like, you don't realize if they all have something wrong with them. Like they all either have PTSD, missing a hand, missing this, doing that. I mean, bad back, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They've been through hell and back, and they don't bitch.
But it's not Wounded Warriors. That's what people need.
No, it's this Blues Warrior group. And it's kind of the same thing, but my point is, like, you would never know. They don't bitch. They don't complain. They're always happy. And I know they have demons in them, but when they're out there playing hockey and they see all of us there, they are the coolest goddamn guys and girls. I love them to death. We raise a lot of money. I do got to give Reed Lowe a little shout out. He did a hell of a job. He's the best auctioneer ever, Andy. It's
really?
So goddamn funny.
He tries to turn into like a...
He
changes his voice.
Did you see the video I posted?
I think people who do that take it very serious. They take their auction very serious.
Boy, that's what you have to do because you're raising money for a good cause, and he will call you out. He's give me it is so funny, and I'm just like, we're all drinking, like, get up, and a bunch of guys are just spending a bunch of money on all kinds of cool stuff.
I got 25,
30, we got 30, and then the last one he forgot to do he has a Devils jersey of mine. And I'm like, they say no one cares about my Devils jersey.
But he started it at $1,000.
Yeah, it went to like $2 or $3 grand, which is cool. But on the other hand, it was kind of like
for it.
Some guy. I don't know. I kind of want to buy it myself.
Did you?
No, because I'm spending $3 grand on my own.
$2 grand on it.
Yeah, $2-3 grand on my own jersey. Not doing that.
No,
you probably would on your own jersey.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't want somebody else to have that. I'd want. I have
a ton of them. I have a bunch of cool.
You know, somebody stole my Parkway North jersey.
I bet it's probably some good-looking broad. And she wears it every night. She's sleeping, thinking about you and how unbelievable you are.
Think she wears it at night when she goes to bed? Just walks around the house in it.
Yeah, just
my home and away jersey.
Yeah, I bet. Probably some chick, man. Did you steal your jock too?
You know, the team manager tried to have me suspended from the team because
for being what?
I was the only one on the team that didn't have a black helmet. For my senior year, they changed the colors.
Well, you have to buy your own helmet?
I couldn't afford it, dude. I didn't have a helmet. Like, my mom would not buy me a helmet. So I was like, sorry, I don't have a helmet. So the dude was like going to the coach and like being like, dude, he should not be able to play. The coach was like,
because your mom's poor. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
The coach was like, get out of my face.
Who was
so
it?
That to this day,
who was it?
I still, man.
Who was it?
Who
was it?
I don't want to say his name because
was he a dick?
I don't think he's major dick. He would take points off the score sheet and give it to his kid. Maybe.
Do I know him?
Maybe.
He wouldn't let you play because your mom couldn't afford a fucking helmet. That's bullshit right there.
And you know what?
Those guys are getting weeded out now, Andy. That bullshit fuck group.
And maybe I don't know. I just didn't want to ask her for it. Plus, I like my blue helmet.
Andy's a fancy lad, and he acts like a fancy lad now, but he didn't grow up a fancy lad. And you would never know that, and I have to remind people that way. You weren't a fancy lad growing up. You didn't have a daddy. Your mom didn't have money. She's probably scrambling to fucking pay attention to you. And you made something out of yourself. So I'll never chirp you for that. But people do think that you're a goddamn fancy lad.
Well,
you are now.
I am.
You are a fancy fuck now, and you like it, but you weren't growing up, and that's why I respect you. You weren't a fancy lad growing up. We both weren't.
You were.
Get out.
Dude, you took ski trips.
I took a loan out for that. It's because my parents were cool. Doesn't mean they had money.
You guys went to Breckenridge, dude.
I went one time.
I'll never forget the first time I went to Colorado.
It was awesome.
I was like, oh my God.
Hell yeah, dude. When you go to Missouri to Colorado and you're driving and you go through Kansas, which is like nothing to do, just flat as shit. Then you get to Colorado and it's the same thing. And you're like, what, Dad? What's going on, Dad?
Even the first couple hours in Colorado are still 100%. Shitty.
It's Kansas.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, your kids are like, Daddy, are we here? We're like, where the fuck is this place, Dad?
It's Colorado. That's where I almost won the Powerball, remember?
No. But anyway, you go through Colorado, and you're like,
I got the first 4 numbers right, missed the last 2.
You missed the last 2, and that's all that matters. So the story is irrelevant. So you go through Colorado, and all of a sudden, your kids are bitching. That's exactly what they're going to do, and all of a sudden, the foothills start showing up. And they come, and you're like, I remember my dad being like, now look. And we started to see it. And you're like, wow, it was so intimidating. It's just like seeing the ocean for the first time, being from Missouri. You walk out there. I remember walking up this little beach, and you see this little hill, and I look out, and it's endless. And I've never seen that. First time seeing the mountains, first time seeing the ocean was unbelievable as a kid.
Really?
So when you're with your family, man, you gotta see the mountains, and you gotta see the ocean with your kids at a young age. It's unbelievable. It is when I remember looking at it, like,
the
wow.
ocean for the first time too.
You're like, what is this?
I saw the ocean. I don't know. The first time I saw the ocean actually was spring break, my senior year of high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you went down there for spring break.
Cancun.
Oh, grossness.
Cancun, Mexico.
It's a nightmare. Bunch of dudes trying to fight everybody.
Oh my God.
Andy,
so
no way.
This one kid, we were walking back and to the room very late at night
with no girls. Let's be honest here.
Knew you were gonna
You weren't
say
wheeling
that.
a goddamn thing.
Dude,
down there.
he like jumps and tries to hang on like a palm tree, like the branch.
Yeah.
Snaps in half. Attacked right away 2 like Mexican like police officers.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't jump on trees.
I'm like, well, what do? Like, you just start like you offer them like money.
Yeah. That's what you do.
That's what we ended up doing.
Oh, good.
I was like, here, I'll give you 100. Actually, can I just give you 70?
As a parent, I'm not gonna lie to you, and my parents are lenient as shit, and I'd be a lenient parent for the most part. But if my daughter says, "Daddy, I want to go to Florida," I'd be like, "No, you're not. How about this? I'll take you guys. I'll set you guys up somewhere else."
They don't want to go with you.
No.
They don't want to go.
No,
with
I'll fly them there. No.
You fly them
I'm not
there.
driving with them. Hell no.
With your vertigo, you're not flying anybody.
I'm not flying. I'm flying them. I'm not flying with them. I'm going to pay for their goddamn ticket, and I'd send them to a nice little resort, and they can hang out by themselves there. They're not hanging out with 900
South Beach,
900 swinging dicks.
No,
that are trying to be
Spring
rapey
break.
poo, fucking Pepe Le Pew everywhere. Andy,
Yeah,
you're lucky. You were probably vulnerable. You were really little at the time. Even the dudes that I don't know. Dude. If you were my kid, I wouldn't want you going down there either, just because of that reason.
So there was a kid, really good football player actually, and somebody accused him, like he hooked up with like a girl, whatever, and the boyfriend from New York,
of course,
accuses him of raping her. Okay.
Yeah, because she's like, I don't know what happened. So, I was sleeping, and no, you fucking.
Because the New York violent guy was like flipping out, so she accuses him of this.
It happens all the
time. This guy that was in our group from my high school. He's being detained,
Andy,
and we're like, "Oh my God! Like, what is going on?"
Andy,
but you know, he was like part of our group, but not part of
Andy,
like
wait, you don't have to
my
explain
group.
It.
So I don't know what he was doing.
Well, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but this is what happens a lot of times.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend goes down to Fuckville land down there without you. And
he was with her, but she's doing her own thing, whatever.
Well, that's even worse. Yeah. And she goes and she's like, I'm down with you, and goes and has sex. Yeah. And then the next day, she's like, I feel guilty about it. Mm-hmm. I feel guilty. And then he finds out, she's like, I don't know. I think he drugged me, or he must have took advantage of me. No. You just got fucked, and you didn't care about your boyfriend. And
but now reality sets in, and you have to go home.
And you got to go home, and he's like, what'd you do? And you're like, oh, no,
We will say that's not always the case.
Not always the case, but a lot of times
if anybody does anything to a woman like that, you just let the people know.
Well, if you're touchy-feely like a psycho, you're a fucking, I'm not hanging out with you. Mm-hmm. Touchy-feely in front of girls and shit. Get the fuck out of my way. Be cool. Be a wheel. Be fucking suave.
You missed out on all of that, didn't you? Did you ever? You never had a spring break.
No, you're right. I know. I was 17 years old banging 45-year-old women. Yeah,
well,
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I missed out so much, Andy. Jesus. I was already sexually fucked anyway. Like, when you're young and you're doing, oh, God.
45-year-old women.
Yeah, man.
Are they hotter than, like, the 18, 19-year-old?
Not even close.
Come on now.
They weren't even close, but they were older women. And when I was 17, I wanted that bad. When I was young, I wanted
When I say you
women.
missed out on it, like, you missed out on, like, spring break and stuff like that.
I had spring break every time I went to the goddamn bar. Are you kidding? They weren't as hot.
Wait, you go to Senior Frogs all the time?
Anywhere we went, we were taken care of. Like, all my buddies are going to high school parties. We're 17, 18 in Windsor, walking through the back of the VIP section, entering hot body contests and taking the girl back. Like, it was pretty cool.
Hot body contest?
Yeah, at the bars. A hot body contest at the bars. And I'm like, where's the winner? Hi, we play here. Hi, you want to come back?
Yeah, I went to a wet T-shirt contest down there.
You probably would. You'd be like, wow, look at that. Whoa, that's unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But I wouldn't go down there. If I had a daughter, you ain't going down there. Mm-hmm. Bunch of Pepe Le Pew.
You want to know why I love the listeners, by the way? Dude, they're sending me barbecue rub. They're sending me
waste your time.
No, they are. They're sending me like their own like special like ingredients of how they make their own and whatever. One guy says he's like super good in the kitchen and whatever, but never took it up professionally.
Yeah.
So he was giving me tips on like what to include in my rub. I'm like, dude, this guy, he's on it, and he sent me pictures of like his steak and everything cut and whatever.
Meat.
Yeah.
That rubs for meat, dude. Mm-hmm. You don't eat meat, so I don't know what you need for it.
I barbecued last night, actually.
What'd you have?
We just honestly just like some hot dogs for the kids.
Yeah, that's so badass. Andy brags about putting hot dogs on a fucking grill. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's all good, but it's just ridiculous.
You ever had veggie sausage? You ever tried it? Like a veggie bratwurst? You wouldn't even know the difference, dude.
Get out of here, man.
You wouldn't even know the difference.
Dude, I'm a carnivore, homie. I'm a carnivore. I know the difference of veggie.
You wouldn't know the
bratwurst.
difference.
Listen to this guy. Oh my, look, maybe a couple of the fans, they had the same with you, but most of them are on my side with this, and they're shaking their head right now listening to you talking about veggie fucking bratwurst.
I'm going to do it.
I want the beer cheese, beer
you
brats.
Can put all that
I want
on
the
there.
shit kickers.
You can put all that on
I don't
there.
have veggie bullshit, although I do love veggies, but I like it with my meat too. I love grilled onions and peppers and jalapenos, and I put that on the brat. And I'll eat the brat, but I want the brat to be meaty, not veggie-filled. Nerdy.
I'm going to do a contest on video and have you taste test which one's what. You'll have no idea. You won't even know.
Okie dokie.
You think you would?
I would know if you put every kind of beer out. If you put a Miller, a Coors,
really?
a Bud Light, I would know the difference.
You can tell the difference.
Yes, I can.
What's your go-to?
I like Miller Lite, man.
Why do you like Miller?
I don't know. I used to love Busch because that's what my dad would drink, and I used to steal it from when I was a kid. And I love Busch. But then I started light beer. I like the light beer, so I started Miller Lite, and I fucking love it.
You can tell the difference?
Yeah.
You don't drink, like, really good beer? Like
I love Stella, man. Stella's my
all right,
number
but you don't
one.
like craft beers and, like, you know.
Not as much.
IPAs.
Not as much. I like my American beer through
Why?
and through.
It fills you up too much or what?
Yeah, the IPAs fill me up a little too much. I could drink Miller Lite all goddamn day, and you wouldn't even know it.
Really?
Yeah.
I could never see you.
Like,
I could not see you doing
pretty
that.
hardcore. It's not something to brag about, but you can see me doing it because you see me do it every time we see each other.
You could really do that.
Yeah, I can. Andy, I'm here, aren't I?
Man, how you adjust? How you adjusting getting up early in the morning every day?
This morning there's the brightest fucking moon ever. And I'm always weirded out living way out there, Andy. It's always creepy. Like I have a
because there's a lot of creeps out there. That's exactly what you just basically admitted it.
It's more animals than anything. I'm worried about animals. We have snakes. We have so many fucking snakes out there now, dude. They're crawling up my neighbor's house. It's fucked up. So last night there's a huge moon with an eclipse, and it was so bright. And I'm just kind of like waking up in the middle of the night. I'm looking. I see shadows by the graveyard. I see this and I see that, and all of a sudden I hear this. Go, 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 go. And I go, what the fuck? I go, what the? And Kate gets up. I go, get the gun. I go, I got the
gun.
I'm like, what?
Put the gun down.
No,
You don't need the gun.
The first thing I think about is
situation.
just grab it, and I didn't do anything. I had it, and I'm like, go, go. I go, what did? Oh, my poor Luna was puking. And it was the weirdest
sound. You didn't know that's what it was?
When you wake up in the middle of the night and you hear that,
Cam,
and I'm like,
you
I
know
thought
if
it
it's
was
your dog. Dude.
But it's a weird.
You almost shot your dog. You would have killed your dog if you would have.
I didn't get my gun out, but I just thought it was like somebody hitting something trying to break it open. Because when you're sound asleep and you hear that initial sound, I thought it was somebody shaking something to open it up. And then you realize when it just scares the shit out of you.
If you live in an area where you know that's a potential possibility, that's why you're on guard. Like, you think somebody would do that in your neighborhood?
You never, dude, yeah, of course. And I'm way out in Niceville, man, and we have security and everything, and I still worry about it because it does happen. There was a lady the other day, some weirdo lady from a couple towns over that migrated up to our neighborhood and started going into people's houses and banging on their door in the middle of the night. And she looked like a fucking zombie crackhead.
We don't have any of that.
Oh, fucking
We have
shit.
none of that.
Andy, this happens to everybody. Eureka, my little cute town Eureka's getting fucking robbed out the wazoo from kids coming from the city.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's hardcore. No matter where you're at, there's always going to be some sort of something there. And you got to be weary of it. But the closer you get
my
to...
neighbors would not put up with any
your
of that shit.
nerdy-ass neighbors sleeping with their masks on. Yeah, they're going to help you out.
Oh my God! Listen, dude. So Santiago came over to turn on my sprinkler system.
Who?
Santiago.
I thought it was Hector.
He does the grass.
Oh.
Actually, I fired him. I got Jose now.
Oh yeah.
Hector had a problem. We didn't see eye to eye after a little while.
Okay.
We had to move on. So Jose is doing the grass, but Santiago came over today to turn on the sprinkler system, check the heads, and all that type of stuff. And we have all these dudes that are like digging in everyone's yard, and it stopped at my yard. Like, they had not come into my yard, and I can't really communicate with these guys that are doing it. I mean, they're just digging down deep, and they're putting the internet in, I find out, like underneath everybody's underground.
That's
you know?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So high speed. So the other day, dude, they hit a water main, and you've never seen a flood like this, dude. My neighborhood was underwater, rushing like the Mississippi River, just rushing down the street. No, it like didn't come on my. Actually, came on part of my driveway. All this gravel like washed up to my driveway. Yeah. But I'll give the Missouri Sewer District whatever credit because they cleaned that shit up.
You're lucky you didn't get in your basement.
They cleaned up all of it.
You got a brand new house though.
I know.
There shouldn't be any leaks.
No,
at all.
But so these dudes were like trying to like come into my yard, whatever, and the guy Santiago told me out by where you live. He said recently these guys were out working, and they hit a gas pipe, and the house blew up. Did you hear about that?
Yes, I did. I think somebody died in that mug, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, well, dude, you got high-speed internet. Sometimes
who are they hiring for this?
Well,
they need like a training course or something.
Probably a bunch of kids that are cheap, Probably cheap
they're
labor.
Cheap.
Goddamn right. And, look, you need high-speed internet. It is what it is, so. We got some hockey to talk about, too. No one cares about your stupid-ass high-speed internet, by the way, Andy. What's going on in the NHL? You think
St. Louis has a chance in Colorado?
Yeah, I do. Goddamn right. I do.
I do, too.
Anybody has a chance with anybody, unless you're the Leafs. You have no chance with anybody. It's not funny. Because you know what?
We'll be talking about Mitchie, Marty, and Matthews with our boy Patrick Marleau coming
I know. Up. We got Patty Marleau coming up. But I'm letting you all know. Like, I kind of am hard on Toronto. I love the fans, man. Yeah. They're even calling in a fucking radio show now, dude. They're so fucking
Are they?
Pissed. They're calling my radio show now. Because they mistake it to 590 up there.
Oh, yeah. That's
and now they realize
happened.
it's me. And they're like, fuck this other station. They're calling me now.
David Solomon sends them to me all the time, the text message.
But I'm with the fans up there, man. We love the fans, dude. They're big supporters of us. You know that. But goddamn that team. They can't fucking figure it out if they wanted to. They cannot figure it out.
Wasn't it like a 2-1 game?
I don't care.
Here's my
thing. They didn't do it again.
I know.
You had chance. You didn't show up game 5.
And they had a 3-2 series lead. There were a couple games where they didn't show up. I don't know what to think about them. All I think about is this, though. I love how they come out right away and they're leaking to the Canadian media that, hey, there will be no changes. Okay. It's like, okay.
Well, why wouldn't there be?
I know. Why would.
Oh, no, we like staying in the first round and not moving on. So we're not going to change anything. It makes no sense.
Listen, and you could keep the same group around as long as you want. Eventually, they will crack through. It's just what happens. But at the same time, you have to change it up. I mean, you look at the way the team is built, all the money put in one area. And listen, that's all been combed over 3 times. Everyone knows about that. But until you just change the environment, like you got to make a change. It's like,
what's the change?
You put in Binnington instead of Husso, it just changes things up, and all of a sudden maybe you advance in the series. You got to improve your defense.
Yep.
You got to create an environment and a culture that's hungrier, that can get it done in those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to describe what's missing, but it's like, it might as well have been a 6-1 game. Like, Tampa Bay knew they weren't coming in and losing that game with Vasilevsky. I'll give the goalie credit. Like, he played about as well as he possibly could have played. But the idea that, right off the bat, we're going to say, no changes. Why wouldn't you make changes? And I'm not saying on the players and the rosters, whatever, but this general manager who's been there for a while.
Poindexter?
I think he and that coach are, so tight, They go way back. Yep. And maybe a different general manager who could put some serious heat and a little more pressure on this coach to maybe do this and do that and whatever. I don't know. I just think that change is necessary. When you have that much pressure, you're spending that much money, you have this type of regular season year in and year out, and you can't get it done in the playoffs, that typically brings changes. Doesn't mean that they're not good at what they do or they're terrible general managers, terrible head coaches, whatever, but you may need to bring somebody else in. You just might want to change things up.
Well, yeah, no shit. Because look, you didn't you didn't go past the first round again, so you're not gonna. Is that you're content with that?
Even Eddie O at the end of the game was like, big changes are coming in Toronto, and then you see the tweet right after that from I think it was Darren Drager who tweeted it out, and he's like, sources say whatever, don't expect any changes.
What's the worst contract on that team?
Probably Tavares.
He's good at He's Ryan O'Reilly.
He actually did okay in the series.
He was pretty good in the corners, spins off of guys and stuff.
I know. But I'm just saying, he's also not making $7 million like O'Reilly. He's making $11 million.
11.
If you're making 11, that puts you in hockey. That's special category where you are the best of the best of the best of the best. You cannot be a guy who's good but not great making the highest of the highest.
He's solid.
Salary.
He's solid on the face-off. He's solid. He's
good player.
He's Ryan O'Reilly.
Yes.
You need to be Connor McDavid, homie. You need to take games over like Connor McDavid.
Yeah, but I don't
does.
blame Tavares because he's not capable of doing that, and everyone knew that. Like they got so excited because he's from Toronto and all this. We're going to give him all this money to bring him to when he. Oh, by the way, like his playoff history, even in New York and whatever, didn't scream like this guy's going to take us to the next level.
$11 million.
So you're going to pay somebody that much money, you better pick and choose who it's going to be. I don't mind giving the money to Matthews. This guy delivers.
That's a different story.
60 goals. I don't mind giving it to Marner. This guy puts up points and he delivers. Like those guys are the real deal. Nylander, he finds a way to score and whatever. But you better invest some money and realize that if you don't have a top-notch defense to complement what you have offensively, it's just not going to happen.
Well, here's how I look at it. A lot of the good teams, most of the good teams, they construct their team from the goaltender out. From Marty Brodeur to Scotty Stevens to Rafalski to Dano, whatever. I'm thinking of Devils, old school stuff. Lou always said we go from the goalie out. Well, they're top end, they're heavy, and the Blues are a little bit in that way too. But that was kind of like that's the only way that.
Dude, I knew they weren't winning.
They weren't winning. We called it last week.
I knew it. I just knew it.
I was really hard on.
I liked their chances more in Game 6 than I did Game 7.
But they fucked up.
They're at home in Game 7.
They fucked up Game 5, where they should have just put their fucking pedal down and figured, just like the Minnesota Wild fucked up when the Blues were missing all their defensemen, and they had a bunch of kids in there, and they didn't stomp on us. Right. And now we have life, and guys got healthy, and they fucked.
That's
themselves.
Because Minnesota. What I say about Minnesota all year long too. Listen, I thought they had a great regular season. They're good. And I love that Kaprizov. I take him.
Yeah, I love Billy Guerin.
This guy.
Big Marcus.
Like Billy G. Listen. They're going to regret not locking him up for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't. He didn't want to stay there, sign there for 8 years. You know, he's threatening going to the KHL and all this type of stuff. But man, that guy's going to get away at some point. And he's still going to be in his prime.
Here's another thing, too.
But they didn't get shit from anybody else on that roster. Zuccarello, Fiala, all these guys.
They got high sticking penalties the whole time.
Hartman, this guy scored like 35 goals in the regular season.
Well, the Blues shut them down, too. You got to give them credit. But here's another thing, too. Like, here's what the fucking Leafs don't do. Like, who showed up big for Tampa in that game? What's his name?
Andre?
No, besides their goaltending, but who's a big forward?
Stamkos, man.
No. The big forward for Tampa who scored had a big goal and had a big ass assist. He's on the fourth line. That's not a big time player. What's his name again? I forgot his name. He's like 6'3". All of a sudden, one of their role players. Paul. Yeah, Nick Paul.
He was a big time acquisition at the trade deadline from Ottawa. He's a good player.
How good is he?
Really good.
What's he making?
Well, we got to double check.
Okay, what line's he on? Is he on the first two lines? Is he a third liner? Is he a fourth liner?
He's a bottom six.
That's exactly my point. Yeah. He goes up and he takes over the game. Yeah. And he could have had 3 goals in that game. He goes to the net one time and almost kills himself. Runs into goal. Yeah. That was actually a clean play.
It's like Verhaeghe, man, from Florida. These guys, man. Yeah.
Where's your guy, Toronto?
We talked about this. Like you can't always count on your top dogs, man. You better have some secondary scoring.
So I was trying to get
your depth players. Yeah. Better show up.
Good teams find ways. Mm-hmm. Like they're fine. Stammer or whoever can't do it. Coochie's doing backhand sauces and nobody. Fine, okay. Well, this Nick Paul's going to show up and do something.
Yeah.
Good teams find way. Other guys on teams.
And they also identify which players they want to bring on board. Tampa Bay's done this for a while now with Coleman and Goudreau and all these guys. Man, they find ways to come on board. And they impact the team. That's because they've got smart people upstairs. It's not always about we want the biggest name. It's like, okay, who can come in and fit in with what we do and give us what we need? And same thing about Nicoletti, dude. I said that from the very beginning before I even knew the Blues were even going to bring him on board. I was like, this dude is like the most underrated acquisition at the deadline. When you look at his playoff experience and just his skill set, everywhere he goes, they're good. Except
his turnoff was a -30. And people are saying
he's Detroit. Though,
I know, but people look at that, and I'm like, I'm disregarding that. It's fucking Detroit. It's a disaster there. That guy could skate, and when you're on a good team, you amplify. You're just better because you got a better partner.
Well, you bring a player
forwards.
like that on board. Now you can kind of balance out your pairings.
100%, man. And Letty scored that weak ass goal.
Oh my God, I know.
How about the D? We're talking about that Letty goal. One of the first goals in Game 6. First goal in Game 6, where they let Letty walk down, and Letty's like, oh,
he looks like he's hardly moving.
He's hardly moving. And he skates around. He gets a little bit of an angle, shoots the puck with a screen, and I found fucking Dean Evanson or Billy Guerin. I'm so pissed at my fucking defenseman on that play and my first back checker. You're going to let Nick Leddy have a 1-on-3.
Oh, they have like 5 guys around him.
1-on-5. And he just creeps in. You're just backing up. You're backing up to fucking Cam Talbot. And he rips one. And Cam Talbot couldn't see a damn thing. Goes bar down. It's like, step up on that motherfucker.
This is why I gave the Blues a chance, though, against Colorado. It's because Craig Berube, dude.
He would have lost.
He owned that Everson, too.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, just
mashing.
The
70,
and the changes
everything.
he's made.
Yep.
He didn't wait till their back was against the wall to make a goaltending
Funny
change.
how that
either,
is, eh?
So.
He's ahead of everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't wait. He's ahead.
No.
He thinks ahead.
Which is, I'll say this. Don't be surprised if the Blues need 2 goaltenders in this series.
No doubt.
Against Colorado. Like, they won't hesitate to go back to Husso if they need to. And he's still sitting there. Bennington's numbers historically against Colorado, probably like a lot of goaltenders, aren't great. And, you know, when Colorado starts buzzing around and they start going 100 miles per hour, like, Bennington can sometimes be a little bit over-aggressive at times, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of goalies.
And
not going to chirp the way he's played. He may settle down, whatever. But Husso, his nature as a goaltender, his disposition is a lot more calm, you know, probably more so than most goalies around the league. So in that situation, maybe you want like that chill goaltender who's not, overly moving around, you know.
Colorado's going to put a 7 spot on you one of these games. Yeah. Like it's going to happen. Yeah. Series might be tied 1-1, but you might lose 7-2 because of their firepower. So we'll see what happens with that. But another thing too, I'm glad Dallas didn't goddamn win. I don't want Dallas. I like Jamie Benn, but they're fucking boring, except for the chick behind the glass. You know,
I think I've met her before. I think I met,
oh yeah, sure, Andy. I'm sure you used to party with her back in the day.
No, I think I know her. Actually.
I'm sure she knows you really well. I'm sure. But besides the hot chick behind the bench, Dallas is like irrelevant to me. I like Jamie Benn, blah, 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 blah. But I don't fucking want to see them go in the second round.
No, I don't.
I like Calgary. I want 2 Canadian teams. I want the Battle of Alberta. Let's go. I want the Battle of Alberta, and I want the Battle of Florida. Kick the fuck out of each other. Let's go. And you too, Florida. Figure it out. You barely got past fucking Washington. Let's see what you could do here. I want you guys to kick the living shit out of each other and make some noise down in Florida. Write that down.
Write that down.
Make some noise.
You want to know what the worst rule in hockey is? Now I realize this is the worst rule.
What?
When your helmet gets knocked off.
You see that the other day? Well, he fucked up. And so did Mike Sullivan.
Well,
how do you not know that? I knew that 5 years ago.
What, that you can put it back on?
Yes.
I thought everybody knew that.
I thought everybody knew that.
It's not like you have to get off the ice.
No.
You can put your helmet right back on, but you got to do it right away.
And then Mike Sullivan comes out in the postgame. He's like, well, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like, no. You didn't know
You better
that?
remind your players, hey, this is
Thank
a message,
you.
man. To every coach
Thank
out there,
you.
don't assume your players know all the rules. Like before every series, they should go over the rules. Just in case you don't know.
But here's the thing, Andy. When you're a player, you don't read the rule book until you retire. Mm-hmm. You know? No, I didn't know.
They got to be told that.
I know, but you don't really pay attention to it until you retire and you're doing media like we are.
I'm sure they go over it in training camp and whatever, and nobody's paying attention.
But that rule, I knew that 5 years ago. You put the goddamn thing back on. He didn't know that, and your coach didn't know that? It was a big fucking deal.
Didn't you think the Rangers player like purposely ripped it off?
Of course.
Should have gotten a penalty, too.
Should have gotten a penalty. But listen, if you don't get a penalty, that happened the other night, too. No, McDavid. McDavid goes around the net where he scored the game winner, or the last goal of the game, which sealed the deal, where he kind of came around net, and then backhand. Well, the guy that hooked him, the defenseman, hooks him, and he knew he was getting a penalty. Then he goes to the ref like, no, and he stopped doing anything. He should have known he got a penalty and kept on him and maybe gotten a stick in the way, but he goes, meh, body language, stops what he's doing. McDavid gets another step on him, scores a goal. If that was your kid, and you get a penalty, you don't, meh, and now you're away from the play, you fucking idiot.
No. McDavid was the best player in the playoffs.
Damn right.
That dude, I'll give him some serious credit. Did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, after he scored in game 7,
I think he smiled. He smiled. We need
but
the
dude,
best
he's
player
hitting. Are you seeing he's hitting?
Yes, he's getting
like
pissed.
Rocking guys.
Good. Do it. Good. Be the man. You're the man. Go do it. Damn.
Yeah, sometimes
I want him in the playoffs.
That's how you're going to win, Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like he's got to realize that.
I know.
He's got to be the emotional leader too. You
Damn
can't just go out there and put up a couple points. It's got to be more than that.
It's got to be everything, dude.
Yeah.
You got to put it all together.
Yeah.
This ain't no joke.
Because I didn't believe in Mike Smith to begin with. Still don't.
No, I don't believe that.
He got a shutout in game 7. I'll give him credit for that.
But isn't it nice?
He did like a Sports Center interview on ESPN and like you know the guy interviewing him, like the anchor, like has no idea who he is.
Was it a guy or girl?
It was a guy.
Oh.
And he's doing the interview. It's just like Mike Smith was just came off the ice. He's got that beard and the hair going and just he's talking all serious, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm glad.
Hockey players got to know how to like turn it on. Like when they go on Sports Center, you don't have to. You're not. It's not an in between periods interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
How about hey, you know what? Jacob Trouba, with that hit on Crosby, basically won them the series.
Did.
Everybody's like, we don't need a big defenseman that hits. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. You can knock out a guy. You can knock out McKinnon. You can hit a guy. It'd be a little bit dirty, could be, but you might get a game, you might get a fine, but you hurt their best player. And I know you don't want to see guys get hurt, but it's still there. Mm-hmm. And he knocked out Crosby. Crosby came in the middle, kind of lost the puck. He fucked up, and Trouba just got in his way. Like, what's he supposed to do? Get your head up, protect yourself. You got caught a little weird. His elbow wasn't up, but he did hit Crosby's chin a little bit. I don't like it, but you knocked him out, and it worked.
If it wasn't Crosby, people wouldn't even make that big a deal out of the hit to begin with.
Sometimes you need a guy on the back end that will put guys.
Well, you got to take out the other team's back. It's just kind of what you have to do.
I know, whether you like it or not. That's how it is.
And that's where Minnesota fucked up too against St. Louis when the Blues had all these defensemen out. They should have gone and taken another defenseman.
I know.
Like
Marcus Foligno tried to do it,
fault.
but they started getting stupid penalties for punching guys after the whistle. If your kid's punching guys after the whistle, you better put your foot down right off the bat. If you're a coach and there's guys after the whistle punching guys, that is such a pussy.
Foligno
stupid
must have
fuck
still
move.
had a hurt knee. I don't know what was
He
going
didn't have
on
a step.
with him, dude.
He didn't have a step.
He tried to act like he was going to take a baseball swing with a
that was
stick
weird.
at Nico
And I like
Mikula.
him.
That was weird.
That was weird.
That told me right then and there they're still not grown up enough.
Hey, what's
to
Reaver?
handle
What's Reaver doing?
the situation?
What did Reaver do the other day though?
His warm up,
His warm up, and he like
the announcements, like when he announces it in the locker room.
I bet you some of the guys are like, okay, tone it down.
My God,
Tone it down. And then he's like in warm. And I love you, Reaver. I love you, but then he's in warm ups too, and he's like the camera's on him. You know, he's like going to the trainers, and, like knocking down the water bottles with his head, and the trainer's like, you're funny. Meanwhile, I have to like clean that up.
Remember, he would like grab the assistant coach.
I don't like that.
Well, can I just tell you two things real quick?
I don't like that.
Remember, he used to grab the assistant coach in Vegas and like
weird.
flip out. Does everybody notice how it never happened here in St. Louis?
No, it would not.
Because the guys in the locker room would not allow him to be like that.
I know.
They just wouldn't.
Too much.
And so everywhere he goes, he can be that way. But here he could.
You can grab Stevie Ott. He'd be like, get the fuck off me.
Oh my God.
The
Or
fuck
Chief.
Maybe Van Ryn will be like, okay, but he's going to be like, get the fuck off me. Don't touch me. Just worry about the fucking task in hand. You don't need to pump us up. You're doing it for show. We like you, Reaver, but tone it down.
You think it's for show?
Well, goddamn right. What do you think it's for?
Yeah.
You're going to pump up you're knocking off bottles so the trainers have to like clean it up for you? Is that like pumping what up? The trainers?
No,
They're
but
like,
getting
go
back
fuck
to it,
yourself.
you think they should change that rule? Get rid of it, the helmet rule? I mean, it's for safety, Cam.
No, but you can't play without a helmet on, man. You got to do something about it. But put the goddamn thing back on. How about this? Don't change the rule. How about know the rule? Mm-hmm. Idiots. You fucked that up. And Mike Sullivan,
dude,
I like you. Fucking know the rule
You
book,
fucked it
homeboy.
up. You fucked it up.
I did?
Well, you said Pittsburgh was going to win the cup, dude.
Oh, I
You're
don't give a
already
shit.
out.
I don't give a fuck. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I told you that you're trying to like be that guy.
Of course I was. They put me on Biz and then put me on a spot asking me those questions.
Asking you to break down the Blues breakout?
I know. It's like, can we talk other things, Biz? I love you guys so much. Is he okay, by the way, Biz?
I think so, yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's good.
Because he's our boy.
He's
and we
good.
love Greta, too.
Oh, yeah. But like, you
Was
know,
that all right? What happened with
There's
it?
a stupid ass story that they put up there in the New York Post.
Oh, they had Jen Barr on there with them. Jen Barr.
Are you chirping Jen?
No, but she's
She's
terrible.
a very accomplished player, I believe.
You put Jen on there with that group. You have 15 people up there. And like Biz is like squeaky clean now. And then Talk doesn't want to say anything. No one knows when to talk because she's talking the whole time. It's like, why is she on there? I want to hear Biz and I want to hear Rick talking.
Why don't
and I want to hear them go back and forth.
You don't like her on there? Is that the deal?
She's good at what she does. She's just not interesting. So what are you telling? Okay, wait, no. What are you going to teach me? Mm-hmm. What are you telling me? Are you funny? Is there something that you're going to tell me that I'm going to learn from you that I can't hear from Biz or Ace or Rick talking? But what perspective of what am I learning from you that I can't get from the other guys? You're just another voice. Well, I'd rather hear them. Why? What are you teaching me? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What are you?
Well, I don't know.
What are you teaching me?
You know, I don't get involved in.
What are you
type
teaching
of
me, girl? Like, what are you?
Like Leah teaches you.
Oh,
something,
yeah,
I'm
she
sure.
does. She's really good.
Leah Hextall.
Dude, don't make me be mean.
Well, people are being very
she's
aggressive
terrible
with her on social media.
She's terrible.
She does good interviews and stuff like that.
You're funny. Dude.
Except when she interviewed Wayne Simmons, and Wayne Simmons, by the way, fell out of favor there in Toronto. He wasn't even in the lineup towards the end.
He didn't do shit.
Wasn't he like their enforcer?
He didn't do shit. He didn't bully anybody around. He wasn't intimidating. He
takes bad penalties, man.
He didn't do anything. Gotta have
one thing you can't do, man. Like if you're taking bad penalties.
And
that's where Colorado, you just wonder. Like I'm interested to see how a guy like Manson kind of fits into their team. And
who's the other big kid?
McDermott. Whatever.
Yeah.
They've got some guys.
They're tough.
They've got some guys.
Manson will hurt you.
I believe the winner of this series wins the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I think they may be the two best teams in the league.
I can get on board with that. I really can. I can.
Can Florida continue to do this?
Against Tampa? Tampa could wear out.
Mm-hmm. Which series is more interesting to you? Calgary, Edmonton?
It depends.
Or Tampa, Florida?
Because as far as you looking at the optics, like you see in Calgary and Edmonton, you're like, whoa, this could be something. But those two teams down in Florida could beat it's all about physicality.
Yeah.
It's all about who's going to kick the crap out of each other and be entertaining and be close. I think both. It just depends, man. Any series could be fucking rock'em sock'em.
I think Florida and Tampa Bay will have way more end-of-the-game scrums and just a lot more stuff going on after the whistle.
Okay.
And we've seen that from those two teams. Edmonton, Calgary, they're going to try to manufacture it because there's so much buildup in those two markets.
Yeah.
You know, and so everyone's going to expect it to be like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be built up. No, I get that. So, and hell, the Canes and the Rangers could be rock'em sock'em.
Oh, my God.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Be fast. I like that Rangers
I got to give Johnny Gaudreau a big shout-out, though.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Because you know what? He was dancing all night long, too.
Yeah, he was, man. Nice goal at the end there. How about that Ottinger?
Making
Give
plays.
him a shout-out, too.
Oh, Ottinger's sick.
Fucking how many saves did he have?
He's sick.
He never got talked about.
Yeah.
That's when
he made some incredible saves
that's why
in that second period.
I want Calgary in it. Because a guy like Ottinger, playing in Dallas, never got any focus on anything. He was like 35 and 15.
Dallas has got to switch it up. Dallas has gotten stale.
They're boring. They're stale.
I'd take that Klingberg, though.
I'll take that girl behind the bench.
I know her.
Just saying.
I know her.
I'm just saying.
I've known her for several years.
I don't think she's a good luck charm, though, because they always fucking lose.
Well, maybe not. Does she not sit back there in the regular season? Or?
Somebody mocked her, and some dude with like a swimming suit on went behind the bench. It was pretty funny. But, like, she's trying to get attention, and you're susceptible to get chirped if you put yourself out there, just like Jada and Will and all that. Like,
you got to bring it up. You got to bring them up again.
Like, we get chirped on a daily basis. We get chirped because we're on radio. We get chirped everything we fucking do. You guys are in the spotlight. You get chirped as well. Everybody's eating a shit sandwich. Just remember that.
I got a new bracelet, Cam.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It gives me like energy,
yeah,
like positive energy and stuff like that. You know,
your hippie neighbors give that to you.
You want to wear it? I was going to offer it to you.
Yeah, give it to me. I'll throw it away.
If you want to wear it. So.
Thanks. Brody, put this in the trash. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, what do you think about Patrick Marleau real quick before we get to his interview?
Well, he's Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh, you think he is?
Look at his numbers.
Yeah.
He's a guaranteed Hall of Famer. How is he not?
Well, that's a discussion that people are having.
Really?
Is he a Hall of Famer or is he not?
Look, he broke Gordy. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I think he got the points.
I want to say
like
every player in like the top 20 or something like that games played in the history of the game. It may not be that much. I think it might be, though, is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah, well, he should be in the Hall of Fame. 100%.
Not just because he broke Gordie Howe's record.
No, because he's been in the league 23 years.
Yeah.
He's 1,700. How many points does he have? Not that many, but
no.
1,700 games.
Yeah, almost 1,780.
1,200 points?
Something like that.
You have 1,200 points and you play that many games, like you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. 900 consecutive games in a row.
He had over 500 goals.
900 consecutive games in a row. Is that a double entendre?
So
900 consecutive
1197 points.
Dude, he's a Hall of Famer. Although Pierre Turgeon has more than that, I think, and he's not in there.
Yeah.
I consider him a Hall of Famer. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Like put it this way: if they said Patrick Marleau going into the Hall of Fame, that would not create a big uproar. Like, what? How you putting him in the Hall of Fame? But he was part of some great teams. Listen, San Jose had a great run. Roenick bashed him. I didn't know if that was very nice, when Roenick would bash him and whatever.
What did Roenick do?
He called him gutless and said he didn't have any heart and stuff like that.
Oh, we got
yeah. So I know, man. So I mean that wasn't very nice by JR. I'll never forget after he said that. I asked Roenick at the Stanley Cup final in Boston that year, 2011. I asked him, and he like broke it down why he thought that.
What'd he say?
He just didn't think that, well, because it came from like a play against Datsuk and whatever. I don't know. And then Patrick Marleau, like a game or two later, fought Kevin Bieksa.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, maybe he was inspired. I don't know. We'll ask Patrick Marleau. Were you inspired by those comments from Roenick, or did you want to punch JR in the face?
Yeah. I mean, probably did.
Probably did. What was Roenick like in the locker room? Got to ask that, too.
Yeah, I know. Well, exactly.
Because that was kind
Evander Kane like. So this is the first time when we usually like do the podcast and then do the intro. So we're leading up to it now, so it's a little different for us. So we got Patrick coming on here soon, but we got a lot of questions for him. I got to give a shout out to my buddy, who we had the same agent, Dustin Brown.
Yeah.
D-Lo.
Yeah.
Love you, man. Good dude. Hell of a hockey player.
Great career.
Retired. Great. Tough hits. Does his thing. Led a team 2 Stanley Cups. Like you know. Just a cool kid.
I don't think Patrice Bergeron will retire either.
Yeah, he was shaking everybody's hand afterwards.
I know he was.
I know.
I don't think he's going to retire.
Frederick hit the post twice in that game.
He did, man. He actually played really well. But from what I understand is that, like Nick Foligno, for example, has been one guy who's really been talking to him about coming back. His agent was Kent Hughes, who's now running the Montreal Canadiens, and they're very close, very good friends. So there's some talk that maybe he could land himself in Montreal, though I don't think he should do that. Because if you're going to continue to play, Patrice, you know you got to play somewhere where you have a chance to win a Stanley Cup, and he can still play. I don't know, man. I just don't feel like he's ready to retire.
One other guy.
And if they have a new coach there, Cam, in Boston next year, because I have heard Rick Tockett's name a little bit with the Boston Bruins. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to sit here and say or hope that the coach gets fired or whatever. They lost in Game 7. That was a good series. But he's been there for a long time. I'm curious what that dynamic is like, though, between the captain and the head coach. Like, if they bring in a new head coach, would that say, yeah, maybe I'll come back and play? Like, what's that relationship like?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with him. We like him a lot. But one other guy who I've started to really – I like that Chris Kreider, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you see what he did to Zibanejad?
American boy.
I like him. I like Zibanejad's like, I gotta look at my messed up breakaway. He goes, give me that fucking thing. Don't get the fuck on.
Just fucking
Put
play.
That stupid
you go out there and play.
Thing. And what happened? They go out there and they fucking score a couple goals and they win the game.
Finally.
That stupid fucking thing. I know. That was so refreshing to see that. And it wasn't optic.
He's like, I am programmed.
I am a robot. Give me the robotronics. I'm looking at, get this stupid thing out of here. Go fucking play and shut the fuck up and stop worrying about your stupid breakaway. Go play the game. I loved that moment. It wasn't.
Should players truly have access to those on the bench? Is it necessary? I mean, listen, we see football players, quarterbacks, they look at stuff, they get those images and stuff like that. They want to see where the blitz is coming from. 100%. What a safety is doing pre-snap. Dude, I can bust some shit down for you. We can talk pre-snap. We can talk about a number of things. They want to know is the cornerback, where are his eyes?
Yeah, man.
Prior to the snap, is he giving you any indication that he's coming in on a corner blitz? Cam?
Maybe he's looking at that goalie. But like whatever.
Just
play.
In hockey, man, could you imagine being frustrated? You're pissed off. You come back to the bench and like your line mate's like, "Hey, look at this."
Let me look at my breakaway. And Kreider's like, that was so like organic. It wasn't like the camera's on me. I'm doing a thing. No. He's like, shut the fuck up, and he's like yelling at him. Mm-hmm. I loved it. And his manager was like, doesn't even have any rebuttal. He just grabs water. And he's like, yep, just soaking it all in. Then they go out there and they both fucking win the game. They both had something in that, the last couple goals or whatever. So pretty cool. I like the Rangers, man. I do. I like them. They're cool.
I picked the Rangers, like not intentionally, but just when I was doing my bracket, I have them going to the third round. So I think they'll.
Not intentionally. Then what's that mean? You just close your
eyes.
And I was down? Like,
I was just
bragging about.
No, I was just looking at like the matchups. Okay, well here's
one other thing I want to.
Here's who they're going to end up playing. I feel like they're going to beat Carolina.
One other thing I want to bitch about.
Although some players though, they think Carolina's the best team in the East.
Well, they might be. Yeah. But one other thing I want to bitch about, like it's a Sunday after. It's a Sunday. Mm-hmm. You got 2 Game 7s. You started at 6 and 9. Like, God damn you. No 3 o'clock game? You can't do a 3 o'clock game in a 7 o'clock game?
Yeah.
You do a 6 and 9
game. Yeah, but if you're a player,
like,
you want to play that Game 7 at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, I do. You want to play it at 9? Like, I don't know. Or 8:30?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll say this.
Goddamn right. Get up and go.
I don't like working 9 o'clock games. I mean, I do. It's fun, whatever. I mean, but then you don't even realize how late it is. All of a sudden, you're pulling into your driveway. It's like after 1. It's well after 1 o'clock or whatever.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and you got to get up at whatever
6:30. I know, but when I'm home though, Cam, I will say it's nice. Like the house is quiet, dude, for that late game. Yeah. Everybody's in bed.
House quiet. Yeah, okay.
And I can just sit back and watch that Dallas game. Real quick breaking news, by the way, that just came down, Cam. Peter DeBoer fired from the Vegas Golden Knights. Everyone knew that. See, and listen, they're not Toronto. Toronto wants to stay with it year after year after year after year. But Toronto doesn't have the same type of drama that like Vegas has. But I really thought maybe that they were going to go the other way, fire the general manager because they've already gone down this road, firing coaches and whatever. And I thought maybe, okay, they're going to look at the general manager with some of the issues that they've had. But no. And they're keeping that GM, it sounds like right now. Peter DeBoer, the head coach, fired from the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, well, it's like a revolving door.
Did you like Peter?
Yeah, I did, man.
We're going to talk to Marleau about Peter DeBoer, too.
Yeah, and we need to get Pete on.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Now, he would sometimes not even pay attention to me when I walk past him.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't even know who you are.
He didn't know. But then he'd want me. I think, listen.
Did the guys like him, though? Like, is he a guy that you feel like, hey, he gets us ready to go to war and we're ready to go? Yeah.
Very well prepared.
Okay.
Oh, God damn. Practices pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Flow practice. Doesn't yell.
Full on
when he gets pissed,
charge.
But he's scared. He's intimidating, dude.
Is he?
Goddamn right. Damn right he is. If he looks at you and says, Cam, I need better. Like, you're like, okay. Like, he's not, rah, he's just really cool, calm, collected. He's stoic.
Yeah.
But he looks at you, and maybe he won't say hi to you when you walk by, but that's his style.
Yeah.
That's his style. It's a little intimidating at times, especially for a guy like me, but I like Pete, man. I do. He's a beer-drinking son of a bitch, good old Canadian boy. But I don't know. It didn't work out there. Now, the Islanders hired somebody, too.
Yeah, but hang on. With all those injuries and – like, I'm not going to sit here and say that he shouldn't take any heat or responsibility or even lose his job. Shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Doesn't surprise me.
And he'll get another job.
But they had, like, a ton of injuries and stuff like that. And I just feel like all the drama, like the players they've signed, who they've traded, who they've let go, like sometimes that's out of the coach's hands.
I know.
You know? Like,
you bought the groceries.
Exactly. Yeah. Salary cap drama, trade deadline drama with the goaltender.
Yeah, it's too much. It's
like,
too loud.
Like moving guys. I'll give you a player that was in that dressing room that other guys say, hey, he was a glue guy, and things changed when he left. Let's get to the interview. Patrick Marleau, man, played a long-ass time.
Long time, man.
Broke Gordie Howe's record. Like, everyone knows him from all those videos with Mitchie. I want to know more about Mitchie and Austin Matthews, dude. Like, how he all of a sudden became so tight with those guys.
Yeah.
And played with Crosby at the end, too.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff
to
get
guys I want to talk
He's
about.
very smart.
Yeah.
I had this is one of those interviews where I had to tell Cam to, like, hey, make sure you're, like, nice Cam, you know?
Why would I be
because
mean?
he's very respectful. We can't, like, scare him.
Why would I be mean?
Well, no, you won't be mean, but you don't want to scare the, you know, he's like
religious.
He's like the professional types that we have on.
Yeah,
although
you always say that.
I say that, and then
like,
everybody's just like
cool
I told him
shit.
that with Jason Arnott too. I told you that with Adam Foote.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit about anything.
No.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, and I'm always respectful with that.
Because
I'm crazy on the intro.
I've seen interviews with Patrick Marleau, like in a cab, like on the way to the rink. I eat oatmeal for breakfast.
Oh, yeah,
you know, that is my routine.
Well, that's why you last a long time. You know?
What was your breakfast?
When I
you didn't have a routine, dude, did you?
I got a huge routine. Are you kidding?
Well, what was your breakfast?
Oh,
and would you take the bus to the rink or a cab?
I used to cab, get there early. Yeah.
What's the benefit of that?
Get my no one's in there. I could adjust my locker. I could make this. I could stick handle. I can get away from everybody. Get my ball, stick handle it, roll out when no one's there. Use that. Use this.
Where would your little stick handling ball be? Like, would it be?
In my bag.
You put it in there, or the trainers?
Yeah, okay. The trainers always take care of you for that. Yeah. And then I go out there and stick handle, do my thing, listen to music, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Figure out what I'm going to do against who the fuck who's on that team. Who do I got to deal with? What does he throw? Maybe get my shoulders loosened up. And the guys
watch the video.
I didn't like to do that as much. I knew how they fought. I knew everybody I was going to fight. I didn't need to watch a video.
What do you mean? You didn't know everybody until you had fought them.
Sometimes I didn't want to watch a video because you type in somebody's name and they're knocking cats out.
Anybody ever challenge you and you said no? Because you just didn't know who they were. You're like, I don't know. You're kind of scaring me. It's like a
maybe Boogeyman. Maybe the Boogeyman.
Oh, you said no to him.
I might have said no to the Boogeyman one time. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, yeah, one time. Oh, fucking big.
Ivanis?
No. I rocked him one time.
Did you?
Really bad. It's actually, but one time, big fucking Stevie McIntyre came up to me, and I already fought Jim Vandermeer.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing for the Oilers. I already fought Vandy. Thank God. Went 2 minutes. Reaver was on my line that night. Big Stevie fucking McIntyre, big farm boy, loves us, by the way. Listens to everything. Give him a little fucking shout out. Big cowboy. He's so much tougher than you and cooler than you in every fuck way possible.
I don't know if that's true.
So big Stevie Mac comes up to me and Reaver in our zone, skates right up to both of us.
Really?
Me and Reaver. Skates up to both of us. He goes, skates up, slides, he goes, Daddy's home. I go, what the fuck?
This is my guy right here.
I go, my hand hurts. And fucking Reaver at the time ain't looking at fucking Stevie
Reaver,
Mac.
that was not the Reaver we know now.
Yeah. He eventually took my job, but he ain't looking at fucking big Stevie Mac. He was just getting into fighting at that time.
Yeah.
But he goes,
Reaver
Daddy's home.
Reaver and I would have gotten along. I mean, McIntyre and I would have gotten along.
He's a
great.
sweetheart of a guy. Big old tough motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
One of the toughest guys ever to play hockey.
Really?
He's one of the toughest guys ever to play hockey.
I've heard some other guys say that.
Well, yeah, he's 6'6", throw knockout punch with both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Has a head the size of you and Brody put together. Yes.
That's the size of your head.
Well, this is bigger than mine. But, yeah, man. Daddy's home. And I'm like.
That's a great line.
I stole it from him. Now I
did
say it all the time, yeah.
Who do you
Thank
say
you,
it?
Stevie.
Who do you say it to?
I don't know, my wife.
All right, let's get to the interview with Patrick Marleau, who, by the way, youngest player in the history of the NHL. You know when he came in?
Yeah.
Youngest player ever to make his NHL debut.
Shit, man. He's retired, and he's probably like, what the
Western
fuck
boy,
am I
too.
gonna do? Western boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Good old
Yeah.
farm boy.
Yeah.
Where's he from? British or Alberta or Saskatchewan?
We'll talk to him about it.
Big difference between the...
Hair Club, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Watching those Panthers games, you're going to see that Hair Club logo all over the dasher board.
I saw another Hair Club logo, a commercial.
Marlins or?
No, who was it? Damn, that was a cool commercial with a celebrity, and I saw the Hair Club thing. I'm like, damn right. It was really cool. I see that everywhere. Everybody's jumping in on
everyone knows.
Damn right. It's easy to deal with. Call them up.
Taking the
They're
world
everywhere.
by storm. How long does it take?
As far as what?
Like when you go in and have those sessions.
If I had to, when I had 15 different, I had 1,500 pieces of hair put in, implemented in the top of my head, in the front part of my head.
1,500.
1,500 strands.
Individually.
Bump, blah, 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 blah. It took
That's some
4
serious
hours.
patience.
It took 4 hours.
Wow.
Yep. 4 hours for the
Do
surgery.
the math. How many are they doing per hour, you think?
It's a computer. It's called an artist robot. And it's easy peasy. And it's 4 hours. They'll give you whatever. You can pass out. You can watch a movie. It's so fucking easy to do.
Yeah.
And then your hair starts growing back after time. You forget about it. And you start looking at yourself, and like 6 months goes by, 4 months go by, and you're like, I'm growing my, when you go get your hair cut, the girl's going to be like, you got hair growing in. I'm like, yes, I do. It's a great feeling. 1,200
locations throughout North America. They probably have them everywhere in other continents as well that we don't even know about. But 1,200 in North America that we know of for a fact. So if you're listening in North America, then get your hair replaced, restored, and look renew, man. Be renewed with Hair Club. 800-279-7878, Cam. Go to hairclub.com/Cam Strick. That is our landing page, and you're going to save hundreds of dollars when you book your first consultation right there from our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Do it, and do it today with our friends over there at Hair Club, our title sponsor here on
Damn right.
the Cam and Strick podcast.
You're damn right.
Of course, CarShield and CarShield.com. 800-857-2481, baby. 800-857-2481. Get that protection. Get it now. You never know when you're going to need it. It doesn't like give you a heads up like, hi, you're going to need protection here like next week. It doesn't tell you, Cam, does it?
No, it doesn't.
In fact, my brakes are giving me some issues right now.
You got a stupid Volvo.
No, so I think like have like some brake pads or something like that.
Well, you got to get new brake pads, dude.
You
That's
got to
like
do that
kind of
every
thing
like certain number of miles and stuff. So anyway, CarShield will take care of you for anything that you need. Get your protection and do it today. 800-857-2481. You can mention the promo code CAM, which I know is hard to do. Trust me. I've told a lot of people this, man, but sometimes you just got to bite the bullet, man, and do what's best for you.
No one cares.
And yours.
They're like, cool, CAM. It's an easy thing to put in. CAM. Yeah. Simplify shit.
Did you try that zero carb life pizza, baby.
Damn right, homie. I put a little oil on that, the crust.
Well, I told you to do that.
It was crispy, a little bit burnt on the bottom.
That's the way you want it.
I want bubbles. It was no fucking flop like Dave Portnoy doesn't like. I agree with Davey boy.
Oh, you do agree with that?
Yeah.
Are you trying to do a pizza review here? I feel like you're trying to be like David Portnoy right now.
No, but I agree with what he likes is what I kind of like too. Now, I do like a little bit of floppy New York style, that fucking New York style flop grease where you got to fold that bad boy. Ooh, God, I love that.
Yeah.
But I also like this new healthy version. I feel good eating it.
Yeah.
My stomach ain't beating me up in the goddamn morning when I have to get up at 4:30.
Middle of the night.
Oh, God, Andy, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Well, I can't handle the cheese, dude.
Yeah, you can't handle a lot of things. But whenever I eat so much shit, and I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and at 2 o'clock, my stomach wakes me up because I eat a bunch of bullshit pizza.
Yeah.
And I got to sit on the goddamn toilet for 30 minutes. I can't get back to sleep. My stomach's fucked. And then I got to go on a radio when your stomach hurts. It's like the most horrible thing in the world.
I know.
Eat healthier. You'll feel better.
It's got
Bottom
that
line.
chicken crust. Oh, my Traeger app, it just told me that it's preheated. I may have my wife put the... Put one of these pizzas in my Traeger, dude. You can do it. You can do anything.
Put it in the Traeger. That's fine.
I can make a cake in my Traeger. I am an ambassador for Traeger.
Here's the thing, though. You put that Traeger up to 500 because you need it hot as shit.
You need to put it up to 500 for your regular oven in your kitchen too. So
you don't need to put it on a Traeger. Put it in your goddamn simplify.
I know that, but I want people to know that because the instructions may say one temperature, but I'm just telling you.
You like that
I've
burnt
experimented,
crust.
man. You got to get it up to 500.
I want the bubbles and stuff.
That's what you want with it.
Yeah, man.
We love this thing.
I do. Get a pizza maker too. They're cool. They're like $200.
Yes.
You just put it. You plug that bad boy in.
I forgot the name of one.
I just got one for
not my neighbor right next door, but a couple houses down.
The other nerd. Yeah.
He's got that pizza thing. It's a really cool
pizza oven, dude.
Dude, I'm getting like an outdoor movie projector for my house.
That'd be cool.
It's really cool.
Expensive.
No, it's not. They're not bad at all.
That'd be cool on your deck. Put that bad boy down and watch games out there.
I'm going to get you one too.
You could just get a TV and put it up there too.
No, it's like a 21-foot inflatable projector. Have you seen those?
To look to your backyard.
Yeah,
because otherwise
you put it in the middle of the backyard.
That's cool.
You can watch movies out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah. So we'll
Finally,
have
you said something cool.
We'll have you over.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Because you have me over, you're going to watch like Hallmark Channel. And I'm gonna
Only
be like, what the
during
fuck
Christmas
am I doing?
season, dude.
Man, I don't go to people's houses unless I just know exactly what's going on. I need to know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Well,
or else I ain't going.
Zero carbs crust is carb, gluten, sugar, dairy, grain, and egg-free, Cam. It makes it diabetic and celiac friendly, and it's great for keto diets. What's the keto diet? Do you know?
The fuck do I know? What do I know about that?
What do you eat when you're on a keto diet?
Probably the same thing you do.
You probably eat this zero carb life.
Yeah, you eat that pizza.
The crust is made from only natural antibiotic-free white chicken breast. How about that? The crust is.
No, it's healthy as shit. And
it's
it tastes
chicken breast crust.
Flavorful, dude.
Oh, my God.
Flavorful.
That's why you have to brush that olive oil underneath it, man.
Yeah, get that mug.
And turn that temperature up.
And do what you want with them. Yeah. Like, experiment. That's your pizza. You have everything healthy.
That's what you do.
Do whatever the fuck you want to put some fucking fatty stuff on there. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, really? And defeat the purpose. And defeat the purpose.
Well, it's still not as bad as you put fatty stuff on a shitty pizza. This is a good, healthy pizza. Put a little bit of fatty.
What's the fatty stuff? Like bacon or something?
Damn right. Bacon, hamburger, anything.
Are you one of those
sausage
bacon people? You love bacon on everything?
God damn right, homie. You know what I do on every Saturday morning?
How crispy you making that?
Here's what I do. I take a big pot, I take some thick-ass bacon, I dump it all in there, and I just let it simmer. And it just simmers like, it doesn't get crispy. I just let it kind of like, I just let it, and I put a lid on it, and it go really, really low heat. And every like 30 minutes, I take that lid off, and that smells up the, so when Kate wakes up.
Hate you.
No, it's bacon in the morning.
Your neighbors are hating
Kate
you,
wakes
dude.
up, she smells it. I got the coffee ready for her.
House,
I got a mimosa.
I'm not coming over to your house.
It's not burnt.
Dude.
It's on. You don't know shit.
No.
I'm not even going to try to explain it. You asked me a question, you try to trip me.
You put it in the air fryer?
No, I put it on a pan, and I put the lid over it, and I cook it really slow. And so it just cooks, and it's not, like, doesn't get crispy and hard. Yeah. And you all of a sudden you take the lid off, and that bacon smells.
Can I give you a suggestion, too?
No, you can't.
If you put a little maple syrup into the pan, let it cook with the maple syrup on it, it makes it like maple syrup bacon.
Cool.
So it caramelizes around there.
I know. Candy bacon. I know.
Candy bacon.
I don't want that. I I just want to.
What do you mean you don't want that?
I don't want candy. I don't want syrup on my fucking bacon. I get why you would.
It's really good. I've done that. I'll make you some of that when you come over. It's guilt-free too, Cam. Go to the gym and then smash pizza when you get home. Like, who else can say that? Like, it's like a post-workout meal.
I know it is.
Is what you get because of all the 75 grams of protein, dude, in the 8-inch. 75 grams of protein. Good. 2 different flavors. They've got the buffalo style and they've got the beef crumble topping. Which one do you like the most?
God, I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
God damn.
Which one do you like?
I want that motherfucking buffalo.
My kids like that buffalo chicken too, man.
Good.
75 grams in the 12-inch, dude. That's amazing. Amazing. 37 grams in the 8-inch. So anyway, great tasting pizza. Better for you. It's guilt-free. And we love that from our friends over here. With the Zero Carb Life. If you're looking for it on Instagram, by the way, it's LYFE. So you got to make sure you spell it correctly. The Better Business Bureau, Cam, they're all over it.
Yeah, man.
We love our friends over there at the BBB. I'm sure if you checked out Zero Carb Life on BBB, they'd say what?
Say, go ahead. It's good.
Yes.
It's clean. It's healthy. Eat it. You won't gain weight.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a healthy version, man.
Yeah. Guilt-free.
You can eat pizza with after working
Check out anything on the Better Business Bureau. Restaurants, hotels, mechanics, auto repair, carpet cleaning, Cam, if you're looking for carpet cleaning. I had a sprinkler system installed a couple years ago. I had my guy come back today to turn it all back on. I bet you he's on there.
The B-Bizzle? Yeah.
Probably. Santiago, he's probably on there on the BBB. Hundreds of millions of companies have been on there over the years, dude. And that's where people, true, real consumers go to get their information. So go there and get there now with the Better Business Bureau, bbb.org. Of course, Bellman and Bellman.com as well, Cam. Explain the experience you get when you go
they're lovely
to
people
see
out
Danny
there.
Boy.
You're comfortable. Your wife could go buy a car and not be creeped out by the swinging their dicks around when they come out like at the other places. You guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. They come out there, they're vultures. At Bellman, man, they're classy, they're cool, they're easy to deal with. They know what's going on. They're great in the community. They help out youth hockey in the community like no other. Big Blues fans. We love them. They're on our team, and my wife could walk in there and be like, "Hi, everybody," and they don't fucking creep her out, and I just love that because you know how weird some of these dealerships can get. You walk in there, swinging dicks coming out.
No.
Settle down.
No. Listen, they've got the Buick, the GMC on one side of the street in Troy, Missouri. On the other side, they've got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Listen, they'll buy your car right now, too. They want to buy your car. So you listen.
Not your car.
I'll get those brakes fixed, and then they would certainly take it. So Buick GMC, check out Danny Boy. Say hi to Danny and
Danny Boy?
Kyle
what's up,
and everybody.
Kyle?
Say hi to Natasha, too. I didn't.
Hey, girl. What's up?
And
what
Chris.
Up, girl? Hey, Chris.
And Dale.
Dale. What up, Dale?
Hey, new sponsor alert, too, and we'll get into this more and more as we move along. Mars Blade, Cam, I'm hooking you up with some rollerblades.
I know you are.
Dude, these are like the best in the business. Plus, they have the on-ice, the holders, which are kind of like the toques.
You know what I like to do? What I used to like to do? Take my shirt off, put my rollerblades on when I used to live in a blue-collar part of Eureka forever, since I was 18. And when I was playing, I would take my shirt off, put my headphones on, get a tan, take a little biscuit puck, put my rollerblades on with the hard wheels, and rollerblade stick handle around my subdivision. And all the women folk.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They went crazy. Had my hat on backwards. I'm listening to Pantera. I'm stick handling around. I'm cruising, doing my thing. Maybe I'll toe pick here and there because there's a
Concrete
pothole.
is a
There's
little
a
bit
pothole
uneven,
here and there. But the women folk, oh, Lordy B. They would go out and get the mail every time.
Well, don't do
but
that,
there's
dude.
no mail.
There's people
but they'd still
like
walk out.
Austin Matthews.
And I'd be like, hi.
I know, but there's people like Austin Matthews who put their name on this.
Oh,
dude.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Zetterberg, they put their name on this. Cronwall.
I love rollerblade.
Nyquist, all these guys. Don't embarrass them, dude.
Why am I embarrassing them?
Well, if you put the Mars blades on and you want to rollerblade around the neighborhood, dude, it's embarrassing.
I don't know. They like it.
Dude, so here's the deal, though. It's all about the technology. Like, they have the technology so that the rollerblade, like, they have the on-ice training, so it like simulates what it would feel like to be on the ice.
Yeah, man.
Like when you're skating on the ice. You know what I'm saying? So it's not your typical rollerblade. They have those rollerblades that are for roller hockey, too. But if you're looking for on-ice training off the ice with a rollerblade, dude, that's what this is.
And it's easy to do. You can buy hard wheels and you go cruise. And even if you don't know, if you're a dad and you don't know how to rollerblade, that's fine.
This is like
you can walk and watch your kid do it.
I know, but this is like one of those like innovations.
I know they are.
Like when you think of like the Apple, like the Apple iPhone coming out.
Yeah.
Like what's another one?
What, innovation?
Like the carbon fiber hockey stick, like when that came out.
Tesla, I don't know.
Yeah, Tesla, something like that. This is something like that. I put that in that category.
Yeah. That's the next category to be in.
So, I mean, there's just no going back, dude. You don't want to go back. These will take your skating, your on-ice training to a completely
I'm going to do it at St. Albans. I'm going to cruise around in stick handle with no shirt on, if Kate lets me.
Alexander Edler, he's one of their guys, too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
So you can do it for your Anton Strawman. They got a bunch of guys. So
Anton Strawman, my boy. That's my boy right there. Play with him in Jersey.
Michael Backlund.
Yeah, Backy.
A very underrated player. Yeah. And Gustav Nyquist, man. I mentioned the other guys, too.
Oh, God, he's a good guy.
And you got a bunch of guys, players throughout the league that are using this now. He told me a bunch of guys. So anyway, we'll give Par, our boy from Sweden, dude, who's like the founder, the inventor.
We love those
this.
Swedes, baby. Yeah.
Give him a shout out. Say
What's
what
up, homeboy? I'll go back up to Stockholm, dude. I'll spend 10 G's in 4 days like I did last time.
So anyway, Mars Blade, man, we'll talk more about them as we move along. And when we get our rollerblades, dude, we can
give me
talk
them
about
damn
that
blades,
experience.
boy. I'm taking my shirt off and cruising now.
All right, don't do that. All right, we got to get to Patrick Marleau. On this edition of the Cam Strick Podcast, man, enjoy this guy. True legend, future Hall of Famer. Joins us on the Cam Strick Podcast. Enjoy. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now to the interview.
Hello.
Patty.
Hi, Patrick.
Hey, guys.
What up, homeboy? What you doing, man?
I was just doing a little schoolwork with my youngest.
Oh, you need help with that?
Wait a minute. All right, don't ask Cam because he cannot help you. I'll tell you that right now. Are you homeschooling or what?
Yeah, our youngest right now is doing some homeschooling. The other ones are in school, but just it's better. We kind of pulled him out, and he's doing homeschooling now.
I got you. Okay. First off, congrats on a great career on your retirement, Patrick. Is this one of those things where you knew you were going to retire, or were you just kind of sitting back and just waiting to see what options may be there before you made your decision?
Yeah, no, I was just kind of sitting back and waiting to see if anything presented itself, but it didn't. And as time wore on, it was like, okay, well, this is looking more and more like the career's over, and get that taken care of, and then move on to the next phase of my life.
See, Patty, you had the luxury because like your kids, like they'll remember you playing because like they're older and whatever.
That's right.
Like, were they putting the pressure on you to keep playing, or were they telling you to like stop playing? Like, are they disappointed that you're retiring? Like, fill us in on that part.
Yeah, they all wanted me to keep playing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wait till you're 90, dude.
Yeah. I think for the most part they wanted to go down to the rink and grab some Gatorades out of the freeze,
some sticks,
out of the fridge. Yeah. Be around the locker room, be around with the guys, all the things that I'm gonna miss.
Well, where are you living at now? Like, what's your setup like? Like, what's your like? Are you just gonna chill? Like, you're like, okay, I'm done. It's been so long. Everything's been the same every single year, over and over. Now you're chilling. You got the kids. Like, what's your game plan?
Just trying to figure it all out now. We're in San Jose right now, so yeah, we're just trying to figure out our next move, and yeah, it's kind of the unknown's a little scary. You don't know what we're going to do or where we're going to end up or anything like that. So it's exciting at the same time, but a little nerve-wracking.
It's not that.
Hold on. You should do a podcast, Patty. Just do a podcast.
I'm like, it shouldn't be that scary. You're good to go. Like,
it seems like the thing to do, right? Podcast.
Oh my God, you homeschooling with Patty.
Well, if you didn't save all your money like I did, you got to team up with Andy and do a podcast and make some money. But like, don't you think like, okay, Like, isn't it nice? And I know you had to schedule, like, God, it's just like schedule after schedule. But now you're like, okay, what do I do? But do you have any hobbies? Do you like to fish? Are the kids playing? Like, are you just obsessed with the kids, going to practice? Like what do you do?
Yeah,
like, what do you want to do?
It's been it's nonstop with the kids. So it's sometimes like hockey and baseball are starting to overlap. So like it gets a little crazy. But school's winding down now, so I'm looking forward to the summer where we're not running from place to place. So.
Oh well, you got the dogs too.
He's got a werewolf.
What kind of
werewolf.
Is that a 110-pound German Shepherd or what?
It sounds like it, but it's like a 35 pound Bernedoodle.
Bernedoodle. I love those, man. Yep.
Yeah, she's got the bark to scare people away, that's for sure.
That's a mini Bernedoodle.
That's not a very scary bark, to be honest with you. If I'm coming by your house,
Cam,
I'm not scared of that.
You don't even know what that is. It's a Bernese Mountain Dog and like a poodle mixed together.
And a poodle.
I've got the golden doodle, Patty. I know exactly what you're talking about. My kids have one. Right. But you're right about this hockey and the baseball that like overlap. Like yesterday, Sunday, I had soccer, then baseball, then hockey, then another soccer. It was like nonstop. That's the way it goes now, right? It's a lot easier when you're playing, probably, Patty.
Yeah, I have to learn how to be an adult now, which is that's been a big adjustment. But my schedule, I don't really have a schedule now, so it's basically the kids' schedule that runs my life.
What about like the hobbies up there? Like you're in Northern California. Like, are you by the ocean? Like, do the kids like to surf? Do they like the water? Are they getting into like stuff like that? Well, I'm serious on that.
I mean,
it's cold up there. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, are they by the beach? Like, are they getting adapted to the California lifestyle a little bit?
They're more of a warm weather beach like Florida or Hawaii. It's a little bit cooler up here in Northern California. So, but every time we do go to the beach, they end up in the water somehow, even though it could be cold, freezing out. When we take the dogs out to the beach and they go running around, they're all in the water playing around. So,
listen,
no surfing yet or anything like that, but they do enjoy the water.
And you're from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Listen, we got a lot of fans up there in Saskatchewan, man. We love our friends, the people who they message us from Saskatchewan. So like nothing inside of you said, hey, to the family, like I sit them all down on the couch there, Patty, and say, hey, we're moving back to Saskatchewan.
I think they're always pumped when we go up there and visit, and I take them out to the farm and put the older ones behind the wheel of the vehicle, let them, drive in the pasture or drive them out in the field. They can't really do too much damage doing that, but and seeing all their cousins and family. So, but we that might be in the cards. We don't know. But I would have to guess that probably not. I think we know there's a little bit warmer places in the winter than Saskatchewan, where it's minus 40 a lot of the days in the winter.
Andy, he said the kids are on like the four-wheeler
driving
farm. They're driving in the pasture, and he lets them go and said there's nothing to worry about.
Yes.
That's when you know you're a real man. you're like some kids aren't allowed to go outside in the front yard, let alone go on that is it's a different kind of experience.
Can you describe this farm for us? Yeah. I need to hear about this farm in Saskatchewan. Like, how many acres are we talking? What's going on the farm?
My brother is kind of taken over from my dad now, but we got about 1,600 acres or so, probably. And he's doing different types of grains, mixed grains. He's done mustard, chickpeas, all these different things. He's getting into some sheep, and he's got cattle as well. So it's they got it. So it's a full year thing. Some people just have grain, and they take the winters off, but not my family. They want to be working year-round.
Mustard? Like. How do they do the mustard? Because my neighbor has a garden. I'm just curious.
Who cares about your neighbor, Andy?
Tell me about the mustard. Like, what does that mean? Like, he grows mustard? Like, explain that.
Yeah, he just plants it and then harvests it and takes it to the elevator and sells it. Buys a train cart and fills it up, and whoever he sells it to, they get it on the other end. So.
Patty, have you ever been to Brent Burns' farm, like with all the crazy animals? Has he ever taken you? Do you guys talk farming together or what?
Yeah, we used to sit, pretty close together on the airplanes. We had a lot of talks. I remember him looking at when he was trying to buy a place. So I remember we were online looking at all these different places. So he's he's got a different type of farm. He's kind of got a ranch with all the different exotic animals and all that. Yeah. So I can't wait to go out there and see it. I know we've been trying to get out there the last couple of years, and he's always been welcoming to our family and inviting us over. So it'd be good to, and he's always a fun time. So it'd be great to go out there and spend some time with his family.
Okay, so are you guys like boys, like you and Brent Burns? Like I can imagine like everybody loves him. Like what do you tell your kids? Cool. Like he's okay, he's not scary.
Yeah, don't mind his
don't mind his tattoos and no teeth in his beard. He's actually very nice.
He's a sweetheart.
But if your kids saw somebody like him walking around the neighborhood, the kids would be like, "Well, Dad, he looks just like Brent Burns." But yeah, don't talk to him though. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when you're walking around with him, when we're on the road, people trying to hand him money. I think
he does look homeless,
like a homeless man.
Yeah, he does. Nothing wrong with that.
No, but he's good. He's been around the boys and everything like that. He's great with the kids. So I think his oldest boy, his name is Jagger, same as our Jagger, and they're only like 2 weeks apart. So we found that out after he got traded, like right after they had their Jagger, and then we're like, oh no, like at that point it was like Jagger's like a really unique name, but then a month or two later after he's born, like, oh, there's another Jagger on the team, which
that's
is
crazy.
No,
because
it's not crazy.
No.
You said it one time at dinner.
Yeah, no, he was. So you're saying he had his Jagger when they were living in Minnesota, and you already had your Jagger in San Jose?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because let me just tell you. See, Cam doesn't know.
What?
We were gonna have a Kobe, and then this other guy all of a sudden, like he took the name. I mentioned it. And he had a Kobe.
He stole your name.
And it wasn't like after Kobe Bryant or anything like that. It was like, like this was like long before.
Kobe Beef?
Yeah, whatever. Kobe was a cool name. We saw it in one of those books, and then we had to change it. So that's crazy. So, wait, was your Jagger born yet or no?
Yeah, he was, I think they're 2 weeks apart, and I think ours was born before theirs.
Wow.
If I remember correctly.
So that's meant to be. No, he didn't. They didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know each other at that time. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was coming from Minnesota.
Is it Mick Jagger? Is that why you did that?
It was just a name that I don't think it was from Mick Jagger, but obviously there's a correlation there. But yeah, I think my wife just really liked the name.
I'm going to steal the name too if I get my wife pregnant eventually here. I think I'm pathetic in that department, but it's all good. I could pretend.
Yeah, you should have don't be trying to steal his stuff.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Because that's one thing. Listen, you know that real quick before we move on, Patrick. You can't really do that. You can't be stealing like other parents' names and stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that's one of those. That's one of those things you got to be careful who you tell what you're going to name your kid before they're born, because especially another pregnant family, then they might steal the name.
Yeah, no, that's a big no-no.
Somebody steals Cam Jr., I'm going to be pissed.
Hey, so listen, like nobody's doing that.
No one's doing that unless you're a girl. Yeah.
So, all right, so you're up Swift Current, so you grew up there. Like, break down your life. Like, were you just always like the best player? I mean, you're the youngest player to ever play in the NHL. You move away at 14. You're on Hockey Night in Canada at 14. Like, everything was set up for you to become a great player. Like, how did it all come about? Like, who had the biggest influence on you on your hockey career?
I'd probably have to be my dad. I think, just spending the time like everybody's dad. I think just he's being the coach, being the parent, taking you everywhere. And then, just having that special time watching Hockey Night in Canada together, talking about hockey, or going on bus rides when you're, in Pee Wee and Bantam, and, the parents are all hitting the liquor board store before you head out on the road. So, I mean, just having that, that mentor throughout my early years was a huge help. And, I think as far as I was one of the top kids, I guess, growing up, in Anaride, like about an hour outside Swift Current, and then when I was like 14, moving in to live with my grandma to, play against better kids and play with better kids, and there was a little bit of a learning curve my first year when I was 12, playing Pee Wee AA, and playing against bigger kids and kids that had already gone through puberty and trying to find my way. But after that, it was kind of one of those things where you're playing with the same kids year in and year out, and getting better with them.
Hey, what's the dog's name? What's the dog's name?
What's the werewolf's name?
Lily.
Lily.
Oh, little Lily. Oh,
we don't mind Lily. We love Lily. So, where'd your grandma live? Like, was she like far away from Swift Current? Like, And like, was she like in a better hockey place or what?
Yeah, no, she was in Swift Current, and I grew up actually an hour southeast of Swift Current, in Aneroid, so a small farming community. But yeah, I moved into Swift Current when I was 14 to play hockey and live with my grandma. So
okay, so explain to people, and we have fans living everywhere around the world. To be honest with you, some out in New York and stuff like that. But explain like growing up in a small town. Everybody's kind of on the same page. Yes. They're all kind of doing the same thing. You don't have a big discrepancy in wealth and stuff like that. Everybody's on the same.
It's not San Jose.
It's not San Jose. Like, explain what your mom and dad did and how you kind of grew up and knew that you had to get out of there to be established in a way, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, small town, everybody knows everybody and everybody's name and their dog's names. So,
Lily.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'd have to, in order to make a hockey team, we'd get together. There's another small town, Vanguard, another small town, Pontex, all within like a 10-mile radius, and we'd have to get. There's not enough people to make one team for a small town like Aneroid, so you combine forces with the next small town to you. So us and Vanguard would make teams, and then we'd travel around to all the other small towns and play there, but. Terry Rosowski, when I was going to hockey school in Swift Current, the Swift Current Bronco Hockey School, I think like Joe Sack. I grew up watching like Joe Sakic and Sheldon Kennedy and Jeff Sanderson and all these guys in Swift Current. So I'd always go to their hockey school. And Terry Rosowski played for the Penguins and I think some other NHL teams. And he took it upon himself. He saw me skating and practicing. He goes, where's your dad? I want to go talk to him. So I pointed my dad out to him, and he said, like, I think your kid's pretty good. I think, you might want to look at, where's he playing now? Where can he go? So he kind of helped out my dad in pushing him to get me to go to Swift Current and play with, out of a bigger center with better kids and getting more exposure. So that's kind of how that went. And as far as being in a small town, it was a farming community. My mom was a teacher, and dad was a farmer, and my mom's still kind of teaching and subbing for. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Hotterites in Saskatchewan.
Cam knows nothing about that. I know.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Hotterites, sure.
Yeah, great
absolutely.
Guy. Great guy.
Yeah, so she would teach at their colony after she taught in Aneroid for a number of years, and then she moved and started teaching at the colony. So that's pretty much about it, I guess. I don't know what there was a lot of questions in there. I don't know if I touched them all. But
yeah, I'm not a journalist, and my questions kind of are too long. My bad on that, homeboy. Andy's better at asking questions.
So you got to San Jose. Like, was it overwhelming for you when you first got there? Were you like, oh my God, big town? Yeah. Like you're the second overall pick, a lot of expectations. Like, how did you handle that when you walked right into it?
I think I was just so naive about it that, I was just so focused on hockey. You kind of think about those things in a little bit, but you're like, okay, well, this is just the way it has to be. This is what I have to do to play, and you just go about it. But my first year, lucky enough, Kelly Rudy and his family had a guest house in the house that they were renting, and he offered it up to me, and so that was a huge part of my first year, being able to pick Kelly's brain throughout the year and kind of learn from him.
Wasn't it weird coming from way up in Canada? You go to San Jose, you're making good money, but then you look in the stands and you're like, that guy sitting behind the bench is making a lot more money than I am. So is that person. So is that person. I mean, like, just what a different world in general.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah. That's we always say we're, compared to all the tech people and everything like that, we're the small fish in a big pond out here. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I said that actually last time it was during the playoff series, actually 2019. I was like, it's the only building in the league where the people sitting in the front row are making more than the players.
It's crazy.
I mean, you must have made some great contacts out there, though, right? I mean, some people who are like doing some real cool stuff in the world.
Yeah, there's been some opportunities over the years, and some good ones, some not so good, but I'm sure you guys know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that weird though? Like,
you probably know the guy who invented Google, all of that out there.
Yeah, but Patrick though, like guys, like when you're there, and you're starting to get established. You get a name for yourself. People love you. But then you got these big boys coming up to you like, hey, man, invest into this. We have this over here. Yeah. We got this. And you're like, I don't know. Oh, hi, sir. Like, did you have to juggle that a little bit?
Yeah, at times. It was always good to have, obviously a lot of players and a lot of people have financial advisors. So I'd always kind of like, okay, well, this is my guy, kind of let him deal with it. So I wouldn't have to be the bad guy all the time, or they would, vet it and say, oh, that looks like a good deal.
Mm-hmm. Were you good with your money, like your entire career, like very smart, like invest and all that? I mean, I'm sure you're in good shape anyway, but I mean, was that something that you obviously took an interest in terms of like knowing like the stock market and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, I kind of got into it obviously later on in my career, but I've had some really good advisors over the years, and hopefully they keep doing a good job for me.
Yeah, I know. I seen you rollerblade in your house. You got a lot of room in there.
Yeah, you're okay.
Is that your San Jose house, or was that up in Toronto? Where were you?
No, that was our San Jose house.
Yeah,
you messed the floors up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw some black marks on there.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think those marks were there before I started. So I think once the kids did a little bit of it, I was like, oh, okay, I can join in now. So I can blame it on them.
Hey, you got to get your boy Austin to hook you up with some new Mars blades, man. That's a new sponsor that we have here on the podcast too. So
well, actually, find the west wing of the house and put a little basement down there with concrete and let them rollerblade around.
Do you have a rink in your house? You have a rink in the house?
We have like a little shooting room I put in for the boys. Yeah. So they call it a mini hockey room, but. Yeah, my oldest has those Mars blades and he loves them, so I gotta try and get them for the other boys.
Ours are on the way. This is the first show that they've joined us. Like all the boys up there in Sweden, they got Zetterberg and all these other guys. So we're just starting to promote Mars. So there you go. There's a good little first little. Well, we're gonna clip that off and send that to him. So your son says he likes them, huh?
Yeah, he loves them. Just like skates.
I know, that's what they say.
That's what I want.
That's what they say. Now, are your kids good players? Like, do you see them being like, is this something that they want to do? Do they want to be hockey players? Do they have that type of potential?
Yeah, my oldest is really into it right now, and he's putting in he's starting to put in he has been putting in all the work, but he's getting serious about it. He's just turned 15, so, I think you never know. I think if he keeps continuing on the same path, there could be a possibility that he could make it, so. And my 13-year-old, he's same thing. He's starting to get really focused and putting in all the work for it too. So we'll see where it goes. Obviously, it's one of a hard thing to do and to make the team. So or to make the NHL. So, but I'm gonna help him any way I can, and we'll see where it goes.
Okay, so how does that work? Because San Jose, there's not that many former players cruising around. Yeah. I mean. It's kind of like St. Louis, but you see a lot of these former Blues, whatever. Like I coach with our AAA Blues organization. They've been coming through forever, and you got more and more of them. I mean, just in the last week being at the rink, you see O'Reilly and his kid, and you see,
they're
Steve Ott, Tarasenko, everybody. So is there pressure with that? Like, how do you handle that with your kids so they don't feel pressured to follow your footsteps or be as good as you were?
Yeah, I just try and talk to them I'm never going to know what it's like to be my kid, right? So, or a kid of somebody who's played in the NHL. So, actually, I have some players I've played with that had fathers in the NHL before. I'd pick their brains and I'd say how was your childhood? What are some of the things you dealt with? Just to get an idea. Like when I talk to my kids, maybe they're going through the same thing. So, that seems to help. And the last thing I would want to do is have my kids just playing hockey, just trying to get approval from me. I want them to play it because they love it and they enjoy it and have fun doing it.
Yeah, no question. All right, your first coach in the NHL is Daryl Sutter. Oh. I got to hear all about Daryl. You had him for several years, too, in San Jose, man. Did you guys get along? Did you see eye to eye? Was he hard on you? I could see him kind of being maybe a little bit of a dick, your second overall pick, trying to put you in your spot or in your place. How was he with you right off the bat?
Yeah, it was old school back then. It was you had to earn your way. You start on the fourth line no matter what, and you try and work your way up. And I think the one thing Daryl kind of helped instill in me early on was there's two sides of the rink, not just the offensive zone. So I think early on I was like, thinking to myself, why'd they get me? They want me to play this defense all the time. I'm not really a defensive player. I want to be in the other end. I was like, then it took a little while. Like, okay, well, you need to be able to do that in order to help your team win games or win championships and win playoff series, things like that. So, you learn that pretty quick at a young age.
So, like, explain, like, the different coaches. You've been through so many different coaches. You played so damn long. Like, what kind of coach do you like? Do you like a Daryl Sutter who's hardcore? You know what when he says, you listen. But if you maybe, like, as a young kid, like, walk past him, and I hated this, like, if you walk past a coach in a locker room of, like, an off day, and he walks past you and doesn't even acknowledge you, and you're like, oh, God, what did I do? Like, was that part of it? Or do you like the coaches that are lively and they bring in the room? Like, there's so many different kind of coaches. Like, what kind of coach do you like?
Yeah, I like the coaches that, are lively, and they bring you in the room, they talk to you, they let you know what, their kind of thought process. They ask you about what you're thinking, how the team's going. Like a partnership. I think that's better as opposed to walking on eggshells, like you said early on, and not sure if what your status is with the coach at the time, whether you're in the doghouse or if you're not in the doghouse, but you feel like you're in a doghouse. So, not a big fan of the mind games. So, and I think for me, Todd and Pete DeBoer were really good at doing that, bringing guys in. I think a lot of teams are doing that now, where they have the core group of guys and have meetings, and you go over travel schedules, you go over different things that the team needs, and they talk to their players. So I think that's great.
Well, you played for Daryl Sutter, Mike Babcock, Ron Wilson. None of those guys play mind games, so you were in good shape there.
Well, I spent the most time with those two guys too, I think, so that you get that relationship as well.
Oh yeah.
God. Hey, when you're a captain though, like, did you feel the pressure? Like, okay, there's a party. I gotta set the party up. We're going to this thing. We got rookie. I gotta set this thing up. Like, explain the captaincy. Explain being a leader. Mm-hmm. You have to set everything up. Like, tell people what that means besides what's going on the ice and in the locker room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things. You just you're always looking for ways to help your team become closer and tighten it. Like when you're out on that ice and you're battling with somebody, you want to battle with them, as opposed to like, that guy's, on his own program anyways, so don't worry about him. But so that's one of the things. You want to do team bonding things. You want to have those parties. You want to get to know people away from the rink as well too. So, you don't just see them in one light, one aspect of life.
Yeah.
So, meals on the road are probably the easiest to do. Obviously, with guys coming at home, you want to be with your families and stuff, but it's also important to get the families together, so that's cohesive as well. But usually have like one or two guys on the team. You talk about what would work best for everybody, and there you go. It doesn't take all that much time, I don't think, but it's something you got to look. You get the schedule at the start of the year, and you start picking out spots where you can have those type of events.
Hey, isn't it weird though? Like, you do notice that though. Like, there'll be guys in the locker room that don't say a damn thing, Patrick, and you're like, oh God. And then all of a sudden you go do an event together, away from the rink, away from the stress, and they're the funniest, coolest, most outgoing guy in the world. But when you get them in the locker room, they're so damn intimidated by the older guys or whatever's going on in that particular situation, where they're just not themselves. But all of a sudden you take them out and they're like, oh, now I know you. And then the next time you go in the locker room, they're like kind of like lively again. Like, has that happened before?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happens all the time. That's, bringing people out of their shells. And that's part of the reason of getting together, make people feel like they're comfortable around each other and they can, show their true selves. And I think when you do that, that's obviously what you're looking for, and you want to build that chemistry.
See, Andy, that's why I took the guys out all the time.
Oh yeah.
Until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hey. Listen, why did Todd take the C off your jersey? Because didn't this happen right after you guys won the President's Trophy? Like, was that a surprise for you? Was it a relief for you? Like, what was your reaction, and how'd that go down?
Oh, geez, yeah, that was definitely a surprise. I'm still pretty not sure what all went behind closed doors. I've got a few different stories, but I don't think I'm ready to share that yet.
I mean, but how do you react to it though? Just in general, I mean, you're just like, whatever, it is what it is. Because again, remind me, am I right about that? You guys came off of like a really, really successful season in the regular season.
Yeah. We were. I think we won the President's Trophy that year, and then we ended up losing in the first round to Anaheim. So obviously, very deflating. And I was kind of told, something had to be done in order to keep the group together, but I didn't know. I thought you could probably keep the group together without taking away the C, but maybe that's just the kind of something that management was deciding at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that year, after I, had a lot of talk with teammates, mentors, my agent, things like that. And it was just that next year was like, okay, well, I guess I'm still going to be the same person. I'm going to lead the same. Doesn't matter if I have the C or not. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to help my team. So, just probably put a little, fire under my butt to have a really good year and, kind of prove that it was wrongfully taken away, or I didn't like that it was taken away.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I just kind of focused on the game and playing hockey and just doing the same thing I can, whether or not I had the C on or not.
Yeah, no, we've talked to a bunch of guys, whether it's Madonna or Brett Hull or somebody else recently who it happened to, like where they had the C taken away from them. Like, and it's always a surprise. Like, do you worry about what the outside people think? Like, or is that not even coming to your head in terms of like, God, man, it's almost embarrassing in terms of like, people don't know the real story and whatever, because you're a big name, obviously, with the franchise, and it's almost like they're embarrassing you publicly. Like, does that bother you, or is it more about what's happening internally?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I mean, you can't really help it not bugging you. I think for a little while, and then you got to come to a point. Well, I can't just feel sorry for myself or whatever. The life goes on. I got to do my job and play hard and all that. But I mean. Obviously it's all over the papers and everybody sees it and everybody's wondering and everybody's coming up with their own conclusion of why they're doing it, and maybe, and then that might the wrong story just keeps snowballing sometimes. It's like, they have no idea kind of thing. But knowing that, you just go about your own job and own work and trying to make the best of the situation, which I tried to do. Yeah.
You guys had so many big names there for so long with Jumbo and Pavelski, and when Logan Couture came around and whatever.
A bunch of guys.
Were you guys tight? Like, were you a tight locker room? Like, I mean, describe for people who don't know, like the San Jose Sharks, you guys had so many good teams for so many years. Yeah. And I know you guys never got over the hump in terms of winning the cup, but you went to the final one year. I mean, how was the dynamic with all the big names in there? Everybody get along pretty well?
Yeah, everybody got along great. That was some of the best teams I had been on, and some of the most fun I had on the ice and off the ice. Speaking about having fun away from the rink, and that group. Obviously, you have Jumbo in the locker room and a bunch of other guys. So I mean, they always make it fun, and having Jumbo in the locker room, you can't help but have fun with him.
Yeah, explain him, because he seems like such a cool cat. Like, he's been around for so damn long. He's always kind of smiling. Like, how was he? Like, he run the show. Like, would he do different things that you would do? I know you guys had to balance the leadership kind of thing, but like, explain him. Like, how was he with the guys and all that?
He was great with the guys. I think he always held guys accountable throughout the year on the bench in between periods. But I think the best part about Joe was once the game was over and that it was over, we're back to away from the rink or whatever. But he could leave a game after like a bad game or a good game and just leave it in the rearview mirror and just be happy and go about your business and get ready for the next game. And that was something I always kind of looked up to and wanted to be more like, where I wouldn't just keep dwelling on what had just happened. I would always start looking forward to the next game. So that was one of the things that he taught me.
Well, okay, so like say you guys had a game. You guys are both the leaders. Say a young kid's doing stupid things, takes a stupid penalty, notorious for whatever. and you get in the locker room after the game, you guys lose. Like, who's talking? Like, are you stepping up? Like, look, here, guys. Like, I got to call a guy out. Like, were you the guy that called a guy out? Was it Jumbo, or both of you guys?
Probably both of us, but sometimes it would be more. I would kind of pull guys. I did a little bit different sometimes. I would pull guys aside. Sometimes you'd have to do it in front of everybody, but I like pulling guys aside and just having a one-on-one talk with them as opposed to in front of everybody.
Well, what's the difference then? Like, what? Okay, so what would have to take for you to pull a guy in front of everybody and yell at him in the locker room? You seem like such a classy guy. You got such a good reputation. Like, has there ever been a take where you had to call a guy out in front of everybody, and what do we have to do?
No, I don't think I ever really called one particular guy out. I would probably do it more in like general terms at that time. But then if I felt I needed to talk to him one-on-one, I would do that. Yeah, I don't think anybody likes being called out in front of everybody, but
no, they don't.
You know, so like you kind of put yourself in their shoes. Like, how would I want it to be handled? And that's kind of the way I approached it. At least I don't know. I've been bounced around the boards quite a bit, so maybe I did do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard you were really mean in the locker room.
Hey, but you know what, though? The one thing I always appreciate about you, though, is like you always stay true to who you are.
Yeah.
You know, like people try to say things and like, you know, you should be this, you should be that. But you always seem to stay true to like who you've always been, right? You didn't try to change for anybody else. Like, that's a pretty fair assessment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think I always wondered, sometimes you would talk to people like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, if you want that, you can go get that player. If you want that, you go get that player. This is my group. This is my set of skills, and this is what I'm really good at. And, you know, but, if you want something different, then that's not who I am. I mean, there's always something, there might be some little things that you can change, but as far as personality and different things like that, I think that's a little hard to change.
How did you play so many games in a row? Like, and look, and you look at that, maybe some people are like, well, maybe he didn't go in the corners, or maybe he flamingoed on shots, but like you watch it play, like you didn't do that. How the hell did that happen? And were you playing unbelievably hurt?
There was times where you play hurt. There's probably some times where you shouldn't have been out there, but that's one thing I always enjoyed and always wanted to be. I always wanted to be out on the ice. I always wanted to be playing games, no matter what. And played through some injuries here and there, and then there's some that you just couldn't. I remember I was in the playoffs. I got the flu or something like. I got the flu against Detroit, and my wife was at the game, but I was so sick. I drove home. I went to bed because I was so sick. I couldn't even function. I remember going out for warm-ups and I couldn't, I was seeing just blur out there. So, you getting IVs before games, things like that. Always just tried to play. I always loved it. And I mean, you don't get to play that many games without having a great support staff. Our training staff here in San Jose and all throughout the league, obviously they're great. They're the top of their field. And, even away from the rink, you'd have to find massage therapists, chiropractors. I did all that. Stuff. I always wanted to feel my best and try and get my best on the ice.
Okay, but it's got to be human nature, though. Like, at what point do you get to the streak? And I know you got the all-time, most games played, and we can talk about that, but you did play over 900 consecutive games. At what point does it get to that where you're like, okay, I got to keep my streak alive, though? Yeah. Like, I got to, maintain my streak. Like, when does it become a streak? Is it at 300 games, 400 games? Like, when do you start, acknowledging to yourself that you've got this consecutive game streak going on?
For me.
That's one of those things that I didn't want to you knew about it, but you didn't want to think about it too much. I think probably there's some seasons or where you'd have a playoff spot all locked up, and there's a couple of games left, and they'd be saying do you want to take a rest? But I'd be like, no, I want to play. I always thought of it as a privilege to be out on that ice, any game in a regular season or playoff game. So. I know I had coaches come to me like, hey, you want to take the last two games off? I'm like, no, want to keep playing. And I also felt if you didn't play that first game back, you're kind of playing catch up a little bit. You haven't been in that mindset for a little bit. So that's how I approached that.
What did you think of the Keith Yandel situation? Because he broke the all-time record, and then they healthy scratched his ass. Like he didn't play.
Yeah.
Like if you were in that situation, like how would you have handled that?
Yeah, I would have been upset. Obviously, I think depending on the play. If you're hurting the team, then yeah. But if you're not hurting the team and you're playing well, and why were you? I don't know. Keith's situation in the inside of it or anything like that, but I know Keith, and I know what a great person he is, and a great player he is. So I'm sure he was probably pretty upset that happened. But that's a lot of time and effort you put in there, and you are playing through injuries and that. So I'm sure. I know. I look at Cogliano's.
God.
His was so that one probably would hurt even more, I think. So.
Oh, the suspension?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you know what though? I will say it was a playoff game for you. I went back and looked at the replay today. I can't believe you didn't get suspended on the Brian Rust hit. Like,
what did he do?
Not
did he
saying
rock somebody?
Well, he did. Like, but not saying it was like a terrible hit, but just the way the game is officiated and the way that player safety comes down on players. Like it wasn't that long ago, but I don't know how you'd get away with that. Like if that happened today, right now, Patrick, you agree with that or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think also you take into account the player who's doing it and their past experiences and things like that. I think that probably has a lot to do with it.
Meaning, if I would have done it, I would have got 15 games. Spurgeon cross-checks Buchnevich. He had a good history. No, and I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something, though, Patrick. Evander Kane, he's got a weird reputation. I know he's taking a lot of heat for different things, a lot of weird things that we don't know about, and hearsay and all that. But how was he as a teammate? Obviously, he's doing pretty well with Edmonton. He kind of rejuvenated his career. Like, what do you think of him, and how was he in the locker room?
Oh boy. He was good to me. I'm not going to say I don't like saying anything bad about anybody, because you never really know what's going on behind the scenes and the things that they're going through. So I think I'll just leave it at that.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, we've asked a lot of players about Lindros and some other stuff. Everybody has an opinion about everybody, so but that's we
got you, man.
We'll accept that answer, Patrick. We'll accept that answer. I once asked Chris Pronger what's it like to defend you, and he said, "Well, he's built like a ship brick house, and he skates like the wind." So
and he doesn't get tired or hurt.
Were you a big?
And he's got great hair.
Were you a big workout guy, Patrick? Like what was your off-season regimen like?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed working out. I always thought of it as a chance to get better, bigger, faster, stronger, and I would do. Mike Potenza, the strength coach here, he'd put my workouts together in the summer, and I'd train with him, and it was always fun. It always kept it fun. We do different things. We go play like beach volleyball, and go play tennis, things like that. I always thought that would be more fun than just always going into the weight room and lifting weights. You got to switch it up every now and then to keep it interesting.
All right, you know what was interesting?
Meaning you have to work out, Andy, and actually use weights.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
All right, when you went to Toronto, and listen, I will say this, Patrick, you were in San Jose all those years, but I felt like we saw a little bit more of your personality a little bit in Toronto because you're hanging out with the young kids. You got Mitchie Marnie hanging out with you and Austin Matthews. Like, how'd that relationship come about, and really, what was it like behind the scenes? Were you guys as close as it appeared on the outside?
Yeah, no, those guys are great. I think right from the start, I was kind of just drawn towards them. Obviously, so highly skilled they were. So I wanted to learn how they got so good, how they got so skilled, the ins and outs, and then in doing that, you just find out they're great people. They're great people you want to hang out with and be around. And they were great for our family too. I mean, with my boys, we had them over for dinner, quite a bit as much as possible, and hung out with them on the road, and it was fun. And I fed off their energy, which was fun for me.
Yeah, nice. So feeding off those young kids' energy. How was Lou? Look, Lou drafted me. I played with him for 7 years. He kept me in line. I was a young kid, But like, how'd you think of him? I know he signed you for a big ticket out there. Like, how was dealing with that? How did he take the Toronto media and the market?
Yeah, Lou was great. I enjoyed getting to play for him and getting to know him, and I think what he did in Toronto with the media and everything, it seemed like he kind of put his thumb on him, like, hey,
yeah.
you guys be careful what you write, what you post, and all that. And that's the feeling I got. He kind of protected the players when he was there, and did a really good job of that, especially the young guys, I think.
How do you protect the players though in Toronto? Though? What is he doing different than anybody else? So like, how do you? Protect
nobody
anybody?
else can do it.
Like, how do you do that?
I think he has, he has that clout where I don't know if he'll pull somebody's credentials or do, I don't know what he'll do, but he seems to have a power that he had over the reporters there. I don't think they wanted to cross Lou or anything like that. That's my feeling. I don't know how the reporters feel.
Yeah,
they might disappear.
They're never to be seen again. Remember that writer who wrote that article for the Toronto Star? I haven't seen him in a while. Where is he?
There's a couple. Hey, Simmons, Steve Simmons.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, listen.
How'd you like him, Patrick? Because he takes a beating. Was it Steve Simmons?
Simmons, yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy that takes a beating. How was he with you?
I liked everybody was great with me there. I think that was probably partially because I was later on in my career, and the more of the spotlight was on the younger guys there, and Morgan Riley and goaltending, Freddie, and our defense at the time, but then Austin and Mitch and Willie. I mean, there were so many great young guys, so it's probably an easier time to be there too, because it was everybody knew like it's going to be, these guys are up and coming. It's going to take a little while. So I think everybody was probably a little bit more patient at that time, even though it was Toronto.
Plus, you're a gold medal winner in the Olympics 2 times for Canada.
Yeah.
They're gonna leave you alone up there when you get the gold medal hanging around your neck. So listen, how do you think Marner and Matthews are happening? Like the disappointment of losing in the first round once again this year. I mean, there's so much pressure on these guys. I want you to talk on that too. Like how much pressure there is on players in Toronto, specifically those 2 guys, what they have to deal with, and people pointing the finger at them whenever they never get the job done, or if they don't get the job done, and like just give us an idea how hard you think this is for them just to struggle not getting over that hump in the postseason.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard even without the media scrutiny. I think a lot of us players are our own worst critics. So, I mean these losses, they're going to sting, and they're going to carry them, and I think it's just going to propel them. I know when every year that I lost is like that's that hunger you need for that next year to keep pushing. Like it didn't happen this year, but I got to keep pushing to get better and to make it happen. And I think what also gets lost, you start pointing fingers at individual players. It's not an individual game. It's a team game. Yep. So I think that kind of gets skewed a lot. Obviously, there's individual efforts and things like that. So, but there's also, you're not the only one out there. You're playing with 5 other players on the ice, and if one guy's off, it might make it look like another guy's off, and I mean that's hard to see for a lot of people.
Yeah, but if you really like dissect the winners and the successful teams, and you look at their salary cap, like do you look at Toronto like, damn, they might have paid too much money for the top 4? Like, do you look? If you like sit back and you kind of
are they balanced?
Are they balanced enough?
Win?
Like, I mean, people are going crazy up there. We have to dissect it too, even down here. But like, you played there, but you look at the contract situation there. Are you kind of like, yeah, maybe you spent too much money in your top 4?
Yeah, I mean that's all things that you're looking at. But then you look maybe like 2-3 years down the road, it might end up being a great deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always there's always a lot of moving parts to it, I think, and then you might not be able to get the player you want now because of the cap situation, but you might be able to get them, a couple of years from now. So, yeah, it's one of those things that obviously everybody's going to be talking about and dissecting, and it's always always wanted to say, always easier to look back than to and then point fingers. But if they have a plan in place, then they got to stick with it.
Do you want to be a general manager, Patrick? I mean, like, what do you want to do now? Because you're going to be able to do whatever you want. What do you want to do now? Like, I mean, if that option was there to jump into management, which it will be, do you want to do that?
Right. I don't know. I've been thinking about it a little bit. I think right now I'm going to, take a little pause for a little bit and spend the time with the family. Been away for so many years traveling, but I've thought in it, put it that way. So you never know.
Yeah.
Good. Man.
There you go. We'll see.
We need you in there, dude. We need you in the field.
We need you in there. Hey,
You're
listen.
Too smart.
What'd you think of what'd you think of Babcock? You're in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, were you around for that whole Marner thing, having him rank players? When that came out, did you already know about that? And as a veteran guy who's taken this guy under his wing, you're having him over for dinner. Does part of you want to walk? You played over well over 1,000 games at that point. Do you want to walk in the room and be like, "Hey, what are you doing to this kid? Like, don't do that."
Yeah, that happened before I got there, and then kind of found out about it a little bit later on, and then obviously after the year I left, it came out. So, I think the guys all handled it really well before I got there. It seemed like so. The leadership group sounded like they had taken care of it before I got there, and I talked to Mitch about it a little bit, and I think it had been taken care of already, and then it kind of got re-brought out in the media and everything, so they had to deal with it publicly, but I think it had already been dealt with internally.
And how was he with you, like Babcock? Because you had so much experience. Like, did he kind of leave you alone? Yeah. Did he feel like he had to coach you, or did he kind of like leave you alone?
No, we had lots of talks, and no, he was good. He was really good for me. I think he with Babs, he's got his plan, he's got his process, and he wants everything done, I's dotted, T's crossed, everything to a T. So I think that was really good for the young guys early on, and the group there to have him and to learn from him those years that I was there and years after.
Who's the hardest person to play against? Who's the hardest player? Not a tough guy, not a guy that's going to whack and hack you, but a guy that maybe you had to check against. Your team, you're matched up against that line, and you just had a goddamn deal with him, and they were a pain in the ass. Who is that guy?
Oh boy.
He played for 40 years, Cam.
I know. Yeah. No, that's why I'm asking him, Andy. Thank you. Is it Datsuk? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think Datsuk would be right up there. Obviously, all those years that we played against Detroit in playoffs, and him and Zetterberg. But Datsuk was, unbelievable offensively, but just as well and gifted defensively. Who knows what he would have done had he just focused on the one end of scoring goals and doing all that. So, but he seemed to be always in the right place. Such a smart player and so skilled.
Yeah, and listen, that's why, like when Roenick made those comments about you after the Datsuk situation, it's like, dude, you know how many players that Datsuk has done this to? Stripped the puck away from, then spin off of the guy. It's like, listen, you had a great career, Patrick. I mean, obviously, we all know like Canada gold medals and all the All-Stars, but like you're like an iconic name from your generation, man, your era. Like when you got a guy who you used to play with on national television chirping you like that, like how did that hurt a little bit? I know. Listen, I saw your press conference and how you handled it. You handled it the way we all assume you were going to handle it, with class and everything. But deep down, did you ever want to be like this fucking guy? Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now, Patty.
We've had him on.
We've had him on. We've had Babcock on too.
We get everybody on.
That had to have really pissed you off, right? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to be called out like that on national TV, but obviously he's doing it for his reasons, and I just kind of left it at that. There's nothing I could do about it at that point. I mean, he had all the airtime and all that, so I had to just play hockey and go focus on the next game. So that kept it easy. But obviously you don't want to hear something negative like that about yourself in the media.
Did he ever, or did you ever address it with him? Have you talked to him since then, or no?
No, we haven't. talked.
Didn't he come to your house on Thanksgiving one time?
Oh my God!
Like he came to your house on Thanksgiving to talk to you. Like I was reading about that. Like what's that all about, Patrick?
I think he was just trying to get the team going. Somehow, I think I was struggling at that time, so that part I didn't mind that at all. I mean, I think his intentions were he wanted to win. I had to be. I was going to be part of the winning. So, didn't really think. I can't remember if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas time or what it was, but it just had to do with the team at that point.
Well, if Cam showed up at my house on Thanksgiving, I'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
He doesn't
here?
eat meat, so I don't show up.
I mean, like
you'd have a fake turkey and eat grass.
That is not true. That is not true.
Are you a healthy guy, by the way? Like, do you eat meat? Like, are you a vegetarian? Like, are you like really particular with what you eat? Like, what? Tell me about yourself.
No. I try and eat healthy for the most part, but I won't shy away from a burger or fries every now and then. So
there you go.
He probably eats a fat ass steak, Andy. I'm guaranteeing.
Hey,
that.
a couple more things, and you've been great, man. Before we let you go, but like the 2-time the gold medals, 2010, 2014. Like which one stands out the most for you, just in terms of the group of players you were with and the overall experience?
Yeah, it'd have to be 2010 on home soil in Vancouver. I think that. Yeah, that was. You could feel the country pulling for you and wanting us to win. So that was something pretty special to be able to pull it off on home soil, and obviously what a great team we had in order to do that and pull that off.
What'd you guys do afterwards? Like, what'd you do afterwards?
Yeah, so we went out to dinner. Obviously, so I was in a cab with Brendan Morrow and myself and our wives, and trying to get the dinner, and the streets were just jam-packed of Canadian fans cheering, celebrating our victory. So being in that group, that mob, if you want to call it, or like just the streets being filled, but being in a car and just seeing all the fans around you cheering and having a great time was pretty cool to experience. Hey,
is it true that you wore a certain model of skates, whether it's CCM or something, and then they stopped making them and you bought all of that they had left so you could have them remaining after they stopped manufacturing them? Like, what's the story there?
Yeah, that's a true story. They were obviously they're always making new models each and every year, and I tried to stay as consistent as possible with what I was wearing, and I always would try like the newer models, but I'd always fall back on the ones that I enjoyed wearing and liked wearing. And they kept making them for me. I think the CCM, like, oh, let's get you in the newer one. These ones are so much better, this and that. And then I was like, I kind of still like those ones. So and they said, well, okay, we're running out of material for these. What do you want to do? Do you want to get in these new ones? I'm like, well, how much material you got left? They said, well, we got enough for like 12 or 14 pair. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take them all.
Yes, so, Andy.
There you go. That's how you do it.
When you're a big dog.
One of my favorite memories of you, by the way, because Ronak, after he called you out, like you turned around, then you fought Bieksa a few games later, and people are like, oh, he's doing it because like Ronak called him out. But like, set the record straight. I mean, did that have anything to do with it whatsoever? And I give you a lot of credit for doing that. Yeah. And then you guys came back and won the series against Detroit, too, by the way. People need to know that. You guys came back, and you scored in that Game 7, too. So, again,
He's a big dog,
you got the last word on that one, Patrick. But just the fight with Bieksa, did the two go hand in hand or no?
No, I don't think so. I think, obviously, Kevin would always play guys hard, He played me hard. And then, I don't know, whatever reason, it was just, I never planned to fight in my life, that's for sure. So, like, I didn't say like, oh, I'm going to go fight tonight or I'm going to go out and get this guy. It was just one of those things. Like that cross check really hurt more than it should. So, but one thing, and then it just escalated from there. So
I would have stuck up for you, just so you know, if I was your teammate. I would have, Andy.
I know you would have. I know you would have. Right. Hey, what do you think of the game, the way it's played nowadays, how it's officiated, and describe it now versus when you first came into the league. I mean, and how different it was. Like, did you enjoy the NHL game
hooking and clutching
towards the end of your career, or did you appreciate, just having to compete for every inch of the ice that you had to deal with when you first came into the league?
No, I enjoyed it much more later on after the rule changes.
Oh, shit.
It was. I felt like a plow horse out there some nights. Just guys dragging you, hooking and holding you, trying to get up and down the ice, having like a 200-pound guy, just putting his stick in your gut and just gliding right beside you, or going into the corners and just try to make a move, and all of a sudden this big D man would just come and give you a bear hug and throw you up against the glass. Like, well, okay.
I'll stay here. Thank you.
You threw bombs against Keith Ballard, by the way.
Did, didn't he? I saw that too.
Hey, show your kids that video, Patrick.
Yeah.
No, they're not allowed to see that one.
You got to let them know.
Isn't that weird, the hooking and clutching in the 90s, though, Patrick? Like, you're like, I'm getting hooked everywhere I go. And after 2004, you're like, oh, I'm free. I'm a free bird now. I can go do things. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the best rule change ever?
Sorry?
Wasn't that the best rule changes ever, not hooking and clutching anymore?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it sped the game up. It allowed skill to come out. It allowed, smaller players to show their skill and their speed that much more. I think because when I was growing up, I was looking at hockey cards and looking at everybody's size and how much they weighed. I'm like, oh, geez, I need to get to at least 6 foot to, think I even have a chance. And then I was a late for puberty, so I'd be like, okay, well, Theo Fleury and go Ray Whitney, all these smaller guys. These guys did it, and maybe there's a shot for me. But there would only be a handful of those guys in the league at that time, and as opposed to now, where it's the size doesn't matter as much. It's more speed and skill, and it seems to be the way the game's going.
Hey, Andy hasn't gone through puberty still either, so don't worry about it.
Hey, I want to ask you this though, because you played with Crosby obviously for Team Canada, but then to go to Pittsburgh, and I know, listen, even like Austin Matthews, like he scores 60 this year. This guy's a mega superstar. You're probably hanging out with him and Bieber, I mean,
God.
we could, but like just in terms of how he goes about it, but is Crosby like on another level? Like just that overall experience, and I'm sure your kids enjoyed that too, having a chance to kind of see him behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was nice. It was kind of upsetting that COVID hit when it did, because I think it was only there for a couple of weeks in Pittsburgh, and getting to play there was pretty cool. That was my team growing up. Mario Lemieux was my idol. So, but to see Sid in his element there with the team and the leadership role, it was pretty cool to see just how he takes everything in stride. Everything's nice and calm. Everything's calculated. Everything is run really smooth, and he has so much to do with that, which was pretty cool to see.
All right, listen, I got to finish on the passing Gordie Howe, becoming like when, and give me your honest answer here. Like when do you start thinking about that? Like, hey, okay, if I play for X number of more years, whatever, I'm gonna pass him. And I know the easy thing is to say, oh, I never really thought about it, but I mean, listen, when everyone's talking about the possibility of this happening, it obviously has to be into your head, and that had to have become a goal for you, right? To pass him.
Yeah, I mean, you had to be. I was always thinking about it because it was always brought up to me. I think with probably last 4 or 5 years, maybe even probably around that time, and you would think about it, but I've been in the league long enough to know like that could be gone like in a blink of the eye with an injury or anything like that. So you'd think about it, but then kind of just move past it, like focus on other things that you can control.
And listen, we had Mark Howe on with us too, and he loved talking about you passing his dad. His dad would have loved it too. So great accomplishment.
Everybody loves you, Patrick.
That's right.
Just so you know.
I know.
Just so you know, homeboy. You got a great reputation, brother.
You do. So listen, enjoy the family time, everything you're doing. We appreciate it. And honestly, congrats on a great career. It's an incredible career, a lot to be proud of. And you know what? If you want to get into podcasting, we got a spot available, brother. Hey, go.
We just chill.
Go walk Lily. Yeah. Lily needs a walk.
Lily needs a walk.
And
feed her too, by the way. She sounds hungry.
And we look forward to seeing what's next in your hockey career, man.
Thank you, buddy.
All the best to you.
I appreciate that, guys, and I think I have to go get a bark collar for next time I do.
Yeah, you might have to. She's part of the podcast now. All good, brother. Be cool, man. See you, Patty.
The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
All right, baby.
Yeah.
That was Patrick Marleau right here on the Cam Strick Podcast. Very reserved, Cam. Very reserved. Very professional.
Very much so.
Way more professional than you are.
Well, he should be. And look, he just retired, and we're trying to get shit out of him. And I asked him about Patrick. Evander
Not
Kane.
even trying to get anything out of him. Just talking about things that happened.
No, we don't
during
force.
his career.
When people ask me, "How'd you get that out of that guy?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How'd you get him to say that?"
I know.
We asked a question, and nothing to do with. They're just comfortable with us, and some guys aren't, and some guys are reserved, and some guys don't give a shit. And Patrick Marleau was certainly reserved. We asked him about Evander Kane. I go, "What's up with him?" He's like,
he answered it without answering it.
No, but he answered it the way that you don't like.
You know
somebody.
that meme, like, tell us what you think about Evander Kane without saying what you think about Evander Kane.
I can't comment on that. Otherwise, if you ask somebody
I'd rather
about
not
somebody,
say he says.
If you ask somebody about somebody, like, dude, he's got a bad rep, but he's a great guy.
Yes.
Love him. Look, I don't care what's going on. Look, he's got to deal with that, but he's a good dude. He was great to me. He was great to. He didn't say shit about that.
No,
and that's not good.
And I don't know if like Evander has necessarily, rehabilitated his reputation or whatever.
No,
He's playing good hockey there in
matter.
Edmonton.
I know. It doesn't matter.
But I don't think anyone ever thought that he wasn't a good player.
No, I know.
I do like his game on the ice.
I know, but I didn't ask him if he was a good player. I asked him if he was a good dude. He didn't answer it, and that's not a good sign. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Why are you asking questions you know the answers to?
No, I don't. I don't know the answer. He could have been like, he's a fucking great guy. He's
you never know what he's going to say.
He's a little too much. He wants to be Floyd Mayweather here, there, blah, blah, blah. But he's a good guy. No, he didn't even answer it. That's not a good sign. Just like when I say to people, and all y'all listening, Saskatchewan boys from fucking Maine, I don't give a fuck where you're at. If you ask a hockey guy about another hockey guy, and they got to be like this, yeah, he's a good guy.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Remember when Chief said that about? Chief said that
because if you ask somebody like, dude, he's a fucking good guy, man.
Right.
Or he's quiet, but he's a good guy.
Right.
Or da-da-da.
We talking about that.
You know what I mean?
If you like the guy right away, there's no hesitation.
He's a good. No. He's got a bad rep, but he's a good guy. He's like, but if you're like this, yeah, sure, he's a good guy.
Hawing.
Get out of here. Yeah. You don't have to answer it then. Fucking answer it. We get it, man. It's all good.
Marleau was a good-ass player, though, man.
He was good, man.
He was good. Stuck
a
around
little boring,
for a long time.
But he's good. He was boring, but he's good.
Well, no, like not a lot of flash, but like.
That's what I mean.
But productive.
Very productive. Yeah.
He didn't like having that C taken off his jersey either.
Who does? Who the fuck does?
I don't know. I'm always surprised.
Patrick Elias had a C taken away, too.
He did. I'm always surprised when, teams do that,
Yeah, well, there's a reason for it.
Jason Arnott had it happen to him, too.
What'd he say about that? I forgot
what he said. He was just a little surprised.
Well, sometimes it happens. And there's always a reason for it.
Yeah.
Always a reason. That's all good. Doesn't mean you're a bad dude. It just means...
Does that, shock the dressing room?
Yeah, it does.
You know what's even more... I mean,
it does.
Especially if, the player is still there. And that's what happened with him.
No shit. Well, the player has to be there.
Well, sometimes they leave and whatever. It's just like...
Yeah, but then you change the captain.
I know.
Get out of here.
But, remember Dustin Brown? They took it away from him.
Yeah,
and gave
how'd
it
that work?
Anze.
Yeah, well, he probably deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And Brownie's on he's not a loud dude. I kind of know him. And
he's loud on the ice.
He's loud on the ice, but he might not be around the guys a lot, setting up parties. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
It's not just being a leader.
But you have to have the C on your jersey to set up the parties.
You got to be the dude.
Because listen, let me just tell you this. For years, the captain of the team that I covered here in St. Louis, you just knew he really didn't run the locker room. Keith Tkachuk ran the locker room, I felt like, when David Backes was the captain. Now,
that was a different scenario because Walt was in the older part of his career. They had to give the seat to a younger guy. Of course, Walt's going to run the locker room.
Or when Eric Brewer was the captain.
Well, that's on him.
That's your favorite team.
Brewer didn't know he didn't give a fuck. He's just like, I'm here. So that's all good. But yeah, you know what's what when it comes to that.
Or even when Steen was there, he kind of like,
What?
I don't know. Steen kind of like, at least he presented the situation like he kind of ran the team.
Well, you should if you have the C on your jersey.
He didn't have the C. Alexander Steen.
Well, who was the captain when Steiner was?
David. And then Petro. And then Petro.
Well, Petro.
So when Petro was the captain, I felt like Steen kind of ran the show.
Maybe he did.
You know what I mean?
But Petro was good on the ice, and it is what it is. And you could throw the C on whoever, but there's got to be another C material next to you that doesn't have the C with an A that takes care of all the dirty work. Because if you're captain,
you think that means a lot to certain players?
That what?
If you wear the C or not?
Fucking right.
I think so too.
Goddamn right, it does. You're going down in history if you wear a C for any organization, and you're the guy.
It's like Tarasenko wanted to be the captain.
Yeah, well,
he still wants to be the captain,
then
probably.
To keep doing your thing, and you might get it.
Maybe. I don't think O'Reilly's giving that up anytime soon.
They might not want to pay him the money.
We'll see.
O'Reilly's not.
Hey,
I don't think he's
O'Reilly
aging that well.
He's
not aging that well.
Hold on.
He's been great lately.
Let me pump the brakes on that.
Go ahead.
Because this dude, like you talk about, I know it's cliche to like take your game to the next level in the playoffs. Like he is like the poster child for that. Like he's always pretty productive in the regular season. I know, like even if he's not producing and whatever, but you want him to produce. And he still impacts the game. Of course he does. He's on the ice 20 minutes a game. He's a hell of a player. But to see him elevate his game and take his game to the next level in the playoffs, people want to know, like, hey, what does that look like? What does that mean to take your game to the next level? He's one of those guys that does that.
I know he does.
I
know.
Very impressive.
He's awesome in every way possible, and he plays a guitar and he parties. He's cool, man. He's like a cool cat. He'll party with.
We have a lot in common, actually.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I had a guy come up to me, by the way, at that thing we did over the weekend.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, Cam, I was your photographer when you guys were at Patty Maroon's cup party. I have a ton of pictures." I go, "No fucking shit.
Get some of those pictures."
Time out. I go, "Are you fucking kidding? You have pictures? I don't remember you there." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I got pictures." I go, wait. The first cup party or the second one? He goes, "The second one." I go, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Oh, okay. You mean like Phil dancing on the fucking dance? Patty's brother Phil dancing on the dance floor like an asshole where I had to like kick him in the ass to get him off the floor because he was embarrassing himself? That party? Yeah, I don't give a shit about those pictures. Yeah. What about the pictures from the first party? Who has those?
You think Tampa Bay wins again?
Nah.
You don't?
They're going to be tired.
You think they're running out of gas?
Yeah, they're going to be tired.
Listen, I like Corey Perry a lot, and he's won a Stanley Cup or whatever, but I feel like by signing with Tampa Bay, you're kind of like chasing another cup, and they already won 2. Like, you can't ever assume a team, like, nobody ever wins 3 in a row. Like, the percentages are so small. He shouldn't have signed there.
He already won a cup. Why wouldn't he sign there?
Well, if he wants to win another one.
What the fuck does that mean? That's the stupidest take ever. Don't delete that, by the way, what he just said. That's the stupidest thing ever. You already won the cup, dude. He's good to go.
But I think he wants another one, dude.
Well, then fine. Stay there. You might win another one. Where are you going to go? "Oh, I went Carolina this time. Let's go to Carolina." No, it doesn't work that way. You already won a second cup because you figured out what team you
won. He won a first cup.
I know. And now you have to figure out what team you're trying to chase and win another one, and you worked out. It worked out for you. So now, you're worried about him finding another one? Who gives a shit?
No, he hadn't won a second one. He was in Montreal, dude.
Yeah, but then he just did.
No.
He didn't win a second cup?
No. He won that one when he was like a rookie or very early in his career.
Oh, he hasn't won with Tampa, has he?
No. And he lost with Dallas.
You're right.
Then he lost with Montreal.
You're right.
He's going to where he thinks he's going to win. Now it's Tampa.
I fucked that up.
He's got some boys on the team and stuff like that.
I fucked that up.
And I'm kind of like, dude, you're not going to win there. They already won 2 in a row. They're not winning 3 in a row.
You're right. My bad. I chirp you for so many damn things, Andy.
Yeah.
Your look, your arms, your eating ability, your lifestyle. You were right on that. My bad.
Thank you.
You're right. 100%. Now he's chasing it, and he might not get it. You're right. I like Corey Perry a lot.
So
I need to get him on the motherfucking podcast as soon as he gets out of this year. Get his ass on.
We need to get his ass on.
No, where am
What's wrong with my look?
Well, your arms are fucking tiny, and you got stupid fucking sandals on right now with
Why?
ugly ass toenails.
Okay.
This guy wears sandals and he walks around like, I'm athletic. I could push you over right now. If a tornado came, you'd be stuck right here. You couldn't even run.
I would say
I don't wear sandals like a bitch boy. That's what bitch boys wear.
7% of our audience is wearing flip-flops. Right
nah, they won't admit it to me. They know. They know I don't like sandals.
They're flip-flops.
They're same. That's even worse.
If you polled 500 people right now and you said, if you put my shoes.
Not the shit kickers that
If you put my shoes.
No. No, they're wearing work boots right now, fucking grinding.
If you put my shoes on the street
Andy,
and put your shoes next to them.
We don't listen. No, bitch boys don't listen to this
show. First 500 people get to choose which ones they want to take.
We got shit kickers.
They're taking mine over those.
Are you out of your fuck mind? We got shit
your
kickers.
Neon green.
We got cool-ass chicks
dude.
listening to this. They don't even wear fucking sandals. Even the chicks that listen, that we have like 24% women listen. Maybe it's because of Andy.
It's gone higher since.
I think it's because of Andy. Everybody's like, how do you have 24% women listen? I'm like, I guess it's Andy. They like to hear about Andy's high school football things and stuff. So congratulations to bringing all the women on board.
Thank you.
But they look at your stupid ass toenails and your goofy ass sandals and are like, yeah, I don't deal with that shit. I like the bad boys that wear shoes. That if I got into a jam, they're going to protect me or something.
What kind of jam? What could happen? What could happen?
Fucking a guy trying to ride anything. You look goofy with those goofy fuck sandals on. You can't run. You can't lift things. If I need you to come over to like get something out of my truck, you can't do it with those stupid fuck things. You look stupid and your toenails suck. So there you go. Okay. The women folk don't give a shit about that. They want the shit kickers. That's how it goes. Those goofy ass sandals. Ugly ass toenails. You need a pedicure, homie.
You ever had one?
Fucking right.
No.
I did. I took one before I went down to Cabo.
Oh, you did? When you went and got your tanning?
I got my tan. That was a waste of time. Oh, what a waste of money that was.
You did it standing up, too.
Yeah, I did.
Which I've never heard of those.
And the girls in there.
Yeah, back when I used to go to my friend's house who had a tanning bed inside her house.
Her house?
And
you were friends. Andy was friends with a lot of girls in high school.
Didn't everybody have friends who were like, you hang out with like everybody?
I tried to. No.
You didn't have friends who were girls?
Yeah, sure. But I wanted to have sex with all of them. And he was like, I'm friends with you because we think alike and stuff. Or like the girls I was with, I'm like, I want to have sex with you.
People would hang out at her house, dude. She had like that house.
You were friends with a bunch of girls. Andy would hang out with like 5 girls and go to the mall together. No. Or I'd be like it doesn't happen with me. Like I gotta like do something with them. And I don't know. It was really weird. Good for you, Andy.
They don't want to be friends with you.
No, I was too like
No, they don't want to be friends with you.
Oh, they do now.
No,
Fucking
they don't.
Right.
Oh, no, they don't.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, not at all. You're right. But in high school, I was too like kind of like how do I be friends with a girl? I want to like make love to you. Where Andy was good to connect with girls in high school because they were like trustworthy with Andy, like they felt comfortable with him, not intimidated.
That's such a terrible breakdown, dude.
No, it's not. It's all good, man. You did good, dude.
Dude, we used to hang out at the mall on Fridays and Saturday
fucking
nights.
Badass.
And like junior high and stuff like
You're
that.
a pimp, dude.
Hey,
pimping ain't easy.
Dude.
But you know what's worse than that? Being a prostitute. Just so you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
pimping ain't easy, but being a prostitute.
We used to hang out at the mall Friday, Saturday, like dozens and dozens of kids, dude. There'd be fights in the parking lot.
Sick. You were probably bagging guys up.
No, and you'd always hear like Andy
brags about his high school. I have like theories about me all through the city about me fighting guys, but Andy brags about himself at in a fucking mall with him with sandals on bragging. With 5 other girls.
That's not no.
And he's like, I'm doing things. No,
there's like dozens and dozens of kids that are hanging out, and then you always hear about that one kid who. Oh, that dude, he's got a gun or something. Like, everybody's like running and like freaking out because they think this guy has like a gun or something.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, yeah. You didn't go to like a hardcore public school, dude. You went to, you know.
Okay.
You don't know. You don't remember. No.
Tell me.
You didn't have
Tell me about life,
You didn't
Andy.
have any experience.
I don't have any life experience. Tell me about life experience,
Cam's
Andy.
like, I have hockey. That's all. I play hockey.
Okay. You
didn't do anything else.
You can't chirp me for anything when it comes to that. You can't.
Nothing else.
Not with that shit. With life experiences, get out of here. It's all good. No, Andy, you're right. You're cool. You're really cool.
Hey, thanks. Say that again, will you?
You're cool. Andy's cool. I just played hockey. That's what I did.
Say it like you mean it.
I played hockey.
No, that I'm cool.
Andy's cool. Andy is cool. Okay, 24% women listen to this thing. It's because Andy.
I think it's higher than that, actually.
It's probably 29 now. We have a lot of women.
Wait till we start doing video.
I know.
They're like, although I got to be honest. Listen,
why do women listen to you? Well, we liked Andy in high school.
Exactly.
We listen because Andy.
And it's really true, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's nothing to do with me.
No.
None. What am I talking about? It's you and your fucking Birkenstocks.
These aren't Birkenstocks.
And your fucking.
These are very expensive.
And you
flip-flops.
cooking fucking veggies. Like, goddamn. That's why the women are on. That's why. You do have a good smile, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Thank you.
And your kids are fucking adorable.
Thank
God damn it. I got to pump up. Chloe, man. You know, I chirp Andy for everything, but his kids are just goddamn adorable. They really are. And I'm not a kid guy, but I appreciate cuteness. And his little girl, his oldest, is shit-kicking girls. And she's cutie. And you could tell when she's running, when you post that shit, she's 10 yards in front of everybody and breakaways and fucking kicking with her left foot. Yeah. Like, yeah, she's athletic.
Ty had a couple.
She looks
hits
like you.
too.
Otherwise, I'd say that she's not your child.
Well, she inherited my athleticism.
Well, she does. She looks. Her face kind of looks like yours in a cute way.
Yeah. So does Ty's.
So
Ivy looks like my wife.
Ivy looks like your wife a little bit. Chloe looks like more like you. Ty looks like nothing like either one of you, which is kind of worrisome a little bit. But Chloe is running 100 miles an hour. She's way ahead of everybody. Like, she's kicking ass, man. Keep sending those pictures.
How could you say Ty looks nothing like either of us?
He looks nothing like you or your wife.
Really?
Nothing. He looks like a couple guys I know, though.
Like who?
You might not know him.
Your
wife might. I'm kidding, dude. You got a cute family, man. You know I'm just chirping. I love your family. I like them more than you.
You need to have a kid. I've been saying that.
Motherfucker, I've been blowing loads and Kate like no other. What am I supposed to do?
I don't. Well,
what am I supposed to do?
You're not doing it right.
Oh, it's getting in there. Like,
You're not
hey,
doing
can I
it
say
right,
something real
dude.
quick? So after we had that scrimmage Friday night against the military,
I'm
and
sure
all,
she must have been like, oh. Yeah, that's my husband there. That's Cam. There's my husband. That guy right there. There's like 20 people here inside the. That's my husband right there. Okay.
Yeah, Kate's really embarrassed when we walk into places and we get all the attention from everybody. Yeah,
at Afton Ice Rink, is
everywhere we go,
we
get. And Kate walks around like a princess. It's a tough life for her. She doesn't have to work. She kicked her feet up. She makes me food when I get home.
Dude, we just had lunch and the lady said she just bought a Mini Cooper from your wife.
Yeah, I know. Kate has such a tough life. I know. It must be really tough being married to me. Really tough. Everywhere we go, we get treated like gold. Anyway, the point is, God, what the fuck was I going to say? God damn it. What was I going to say now? Now you fucked me up, you idiot.
No, how can you not remember?
What were we just talking about? But what? After the scrimmage.
Oh, see, that doesn't even help.
Oh, my God. I forgot. Oh, here it is. Oh, God. Okay. So we, we pick and choose what parties we want to go to. But there was a little party for friends of ours for their birthday at a little restaurant by our house. And so we went there after we played the scrimmage. And everybody's wasted. They've been there for 4 hours. And Kate hasn't seen the girls in a long time that we went to high school with. Okay. And everybody's like, we're everywhere. And everybody sees us on Facebook. It's
like,
just
is Andy here with you?
No, they don't even know who you are. But when we walk in there, everybody's coming up to us. And all the women come up to me. They all come up to me.
Who? Like what?
All the girls. And nothing like flirty. No. I'm not. Okay. Just listen to me. Okay. Why is she not pregnant?
Oh man.
I go, bitch.
That
what?
That is a tough question.
I go, bitch.
Ask.
What? Cam, why is she not? I go, I'm dumping loads in her. What the fuck you want me to? You need to do more.
I hope you didn't say that.
100%.
Poor
I don't
women.
give a fuck.
They're like, oh,
you come up to me.
Shouldn't have asked
why
you.
do you not have a kid, Cam? Because bitch. I see you.
Oh my God! You can't
up.
say that,
bitch. I see you with your fucking
kids.
You cannot
say that to them.
Which they don't even look like you anyway, woman. And like whatever, and you look miserable. And you're telling me what? You're divorced twice. Shut the fuck up.
Oh God,
Cam, why?
Way
do you
too aggressive.
I don't give a shit. I was mean.
Well, you don't need to be mean. You don't need.
They
to be
kept bugging me.
Yeah. Well, you know
why don't you? You're selfish, Cam. It's not just about you, Cam.
I like these girls.
I go.
Yes.
I'm selfish. I get up at 4:30 in the fucking morning and I work my ass off so Kate could kick her feet up. No. Kate worked her ass. We're having sex. What do you want me to do? Is there some magical way? I'm sorry, what? And by the way, all you finally got out one night and now you're bugging me to have a fucking kid? You guys are all fucking miserable.
Hey.
You're all miserable.
Cam.
You have to get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow on a Sunday and go to fucking practice that you don't even want to go
That's
to.
not miserable. I loved my Sunday yesterday.
Okay. They're miserable as shit.
Soccer,
and they're bugging me to have
baseball, hockey, soccer.
Yeah, you seemed like a really charm yesterday. Fucking telling me all kinds of shit. Who are you kidding? I couldn't even fucking get a hold of you.
Such a bad
You're in a
mood.
fucking horrible mood.
Early on.
You guys all are goddamn miserable. Go fuck yourself. Don't you
just
ever
in the
fucking.
morning.
And it's the same dumb bitches that said, "Why aren't you married?" I go, "Bitch,
Yeah, I
you got
know.
divorced twice." I fucking hate all of them. They all suck.
You can't say that.
I just did.
It's very offensive.
I don't give a mother.
Well, let me explain where they're coming from. Okay.
They don't know
First
shit.
off, it's you don't ask that because you don't know what's going on
Kate was
personally.
pissed.
Oh, was she?
Oh yeah. Kate's
Because-
like, why are you asking him?
Because now your team Pittsburgh is out. Who's going to win? Who wins the cup now?
I don't know. Why the fuck would I know?
Dude,
I don't
answer.
know.
Who wins the cup?
The Blues. No, I'd say.
You had the Blues losing to Minnesota, dude. You had a terrible
I
first
fucked
round.
up. Then why are you asking me?
Because now we get to start it over.
Well, I'm gonna say
got
Florida.
eight teams
I'm gonna say Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they're good
Man,
enough to
I don't,
do it?
Andy, I just don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think the Blues are gonna lose an Avalanche.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they are.
There's
That's
just
weird.
something about.
I don't know what it is.
And I'll say this about Colorado.
I don't know what it is. I don't think they're gonna lose.
And I'm headed out there here in a few days. I'll say this about Colorado.
Get your mind right, baby. Find that dispensary and get the fucking
let me
vape pens and get your fucking mind
okay,
right.
let me say this
homie.
about Colorado.
Don't be a pussy. Don't act
I
like you don't
feel
know what I'm
like
talking
they don't until they get it done in the postseason. And this is not the first year they've been heavy favorites.
about. They do.
I'll go in the backyard with my new movie theater set up that I'm going to have.
Get that done then, because I might come over if
Oh,
you
no,
have
you
that.
are coming over. What movie
your
do you?
stupid ass
We're not
food.
watching any crazy, scary movies or anything like
No,
that.
watch hockey.
I'll watch them. I'll put the hockey
I'm watching a
on.
movie with you. What do I look like? Movie night at your house? I don't do that.
Well, you bring
bullshit.
Kate, dude. My
No,
kids
I
and
don't do
everything.
that.
Okay, so
Jesus, I watch a movie in my house.
tell
on a
me
bigger
this: though.
TV.
Do I have to get a Roku or something like that for the hockey games?
Yeah,
or-
you need something, homie.
you need
like
what's
setup.
what is a Roku?
I don't know, but get it.
Well, the person's house we were at in Wildwood actually wasn't far from where you grew up. Beautiful house, dude. Huge property.
Where I grew up in fucking House Springs, brother.
No, Eureka.
I grew up in House Springs.
But then you moved to Eureka.
yeah.
House Springs, dude. Listen.
Fucking
If you hear House
Hoosier.
Springs on the news, it's not a good.
There's a Blockbuster still out there.
It's not.
Andy.
Oh, yeah, Blockbuster
Andy,
Video.
They have a family video still
Oh,
out
I'm
there.
sure.
That's when you know you're fucking Hoosier ass
Oh,
town.
yeah.
Sorry, all y'all in House Springs. I love all you. I
there's
grew up out there.
We got a lot of
But
listeners.
You
out there.
guys, no, well, it is what it is. But that fucking place hasn't changed in 30 years, and y'all know it. I love all y'all.
Oh my
They
God.
got a Blockbuster. No, they don't even have a block. They have a family
Yeah,
video
I know,
still.
I know. I'm well aware of the family.
No, you don't
Video
know
back
shit
in
because
the
you're
day.
from fucking whateverville. You don't leave your little area of their house. 10 minutes from city.
Hair Club brings us the Cam Strick Podcast.
If your hair's falling out, don't let it go for that long. Get this done. Walk in there and set up a consultation. They'll look at everything about your hair. They'll make it easy for you. There's a payment plan too.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I got mine done. Artist Robot. They just take it in my back and they put it in the front. Took 3 hours, 2 days before I can go back and do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to put a little gel on it and stuff like that. Whatever it is, it's easy peasy, and it starts growing back. It's the best feeling in the world.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, I
And
know.
how quickly do you see those results?
It takes a little while, but you know it's coming back. It slowly grow
it's
like
that
a
peace of
plant.
mind, dude.
It's like a fucking plant.
Replace, restore,
You shave your head and you do it, and then it all grows back.
replace,
congruently.
restore,
Yeah.
regrow.
Regrow.
Yeah.
It all coexists.
Come on now, get on the and get on it. And listen, when you're watching those Panthers games, you're going to see that Hair Club logo too, man. We love
Oh
that.
yeah, always, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Bill Hahn. I'll give
Billy
him a
boy,
shout
what
out.
up, homie? What up, Billy boy?
800-279-7878, 800-279-7878. Go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Book your first consultation and do it from there, okay? And we love our friends over at
Yeah,
Hair
I
Club.
need a back of my head done.
Well, CarShield and CarShield.com as well. Use that promo code CAM, which it's always been embarrassing. It's even more embarrassing after hearing
Not
the
for
way
the women.
you talk about the Wildwood pub like that. I don't know what went down there.
No, they just are annoying.
Well,
Just sort of
you got to
annoying.
handle your business a little.
Well, just
better
don't
than that.
annoy me. Like I would never come up to a group of girls and be like, "Why'd you not get pregnant?"
Yeah. Well,
I
you don't
even-
ask that.
Well, I don't ask any. Actually, I
Especially-
don't even talk to them.
No, you don't ask
Like they
'cause
come up, they bombard me.
You
I'm
don't
like,
know
why are you talking to me?
what
Talk to
they're
my
going
wife.
through. You
You're
don't
my
know what
wife's
they're going
friend,
through. Yeah.
not mine. I don't like any one of you. Just your husbands. They're all cool as shit.
800-857-2481. Use that promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. CarShield and carshield.com. Man, get that protection and get it now because you never know when something's going to go down. Could be an alternator. Could be a computer chip. And we all know how long it takes for those things to come in right now. Just get that
I know.
protection.
Well, we talked to an old girl up at a restaurant.
Yes,
She's
we
got
did.
that Mini Cooper.
Yeah, 6 months.
She's waiting for the computer chip.
6 months.
No, poor girl.
That's what she's waiting
She was
for.
a sweetheart, by the way.
She was very
She's
nice
not in the
to
category
me. She
of-
loved me. You're lucky she was with me. Yeah, you were with me.
Yeah, she recognized me.
Okay.
But she's not in the category of the girls I was talking about. Like, everybody's
not?
different.
Because most women aren't.
No, I evaluate everybody individually. But when you come up to me as a mom,
Hey, you think of my wife like that?
your wife is a doll. She is a sweetheart. She is cool as shit.
Yeah, okay.
She's always smiling. She's
Yes.
awesome. Yeah,
Yes,
your
she's
wife's
happy.
cool. You're the fucking idiot, not your wife. I bitch about you. But your wife's awesome, dude. 100%. You think your wife?
How'd you know I was in a bad mood yesterday morning? How did you know?
Because I could tell.
You could tell in the text.
God, you're pissy. I'm like,
Oh, I
Jesus
was like,
fucking
dude.
Christ.
I'm like, I had a long night the night before. I'm
Yeah,
driving
oh
out
my
to this
God.
place. I don't even know where it is. 7:30 in the morning.
I know. Well, that's what happens when you have kids.
But once the game starts, I'm all good.
I know.
Except for the parents sitting next to me. It's just,
Don't deal with it. Did you say anything to them? Did they say anything about Chloe?
No. But
Or
it's not
Todd.
the parents sitting next to me. They were a few down.
But did they say anything? I know.
They were from the other team.
I know. Just don't worry about it.
They
Be-
complain.
I know. Don't worry
They
about
point the fingers at the rest of the team.
it. As long as they don't say anything to Chloe,
they
you're
don't.
good.
They would
Don't ever acknowledge them.
No.
But if they start saying
Yeah.
something about your daughter,
Yeah. Oh,
then
yeah.
you got a goddamn problem.
No. Nobody, I don't think, would ever do that.
No, well, they
But
might. 'Cause
parents and youth
she's scoring
sports-
6 goals a game. They might.
Parents and youth sports kind of like ruin
I
the
know,
whole
but your
thing.
girl's scoring
You know how
6 a
that
game,
goes.
dude.
Yeah.
So they might get bitchy, and
Yeah.
you have to put your foot
Get
down.
that protection with CarShield.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
CarShield.com.
It's all good.
You know that. Bellman and Bellman.com. Say hi to Danny Boy.
What up, Danny?
Say hi to
homie?
Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Say hi to Dale.
Hi, Dale. Dale, what's up?
Bellman.com. Bellman Automotive, man.
Yeah.
They've got the Buick GMC on one side of the street, the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get there today and get out there, man. They'll buy your used car. They'll give you above Kelly Blue Book. They want to buy your car and do it now, man. Do it in time for the summer before you take these summer road trips,
Yeah,
man.
there's
Do
a
it
lot.
in style in a brand new car.
Yep.
Great selection. Largest used car selection going on right now, too. And they've got the best customer service you'll find anywhere.
God dang right. Dang right.
The Better Business Bureau, Cam.
B, 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 D, B, B.
We love our friends over there with the
Yeah,
Better Business
of course.
Bureau.
Of course.
What do you like the most about them? Just
Well, they
explain
don't
that.
get bed bugs when I rent a
Oh,
hotel.
that's true.
You know?
When consumers see the BBB accredited business seal, it tells them that this is a business they can trust.
Well, goddamn right you can.
When consumers see the BBB accredited business seal, it tells them that this is a business they can love.
Yeah, I know, Andy.
Hey, 314-645-3300. Go to bbb.org.
Yeah.
And do you know that the BBB was founded over 100 years ago? I always like to mention that.
You know, Andy mentioned that, the BBB was founded hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds
Like in the
of millions of years
in the 1600s. The Pilgrims came over and they invented the
100
BBB.
years ago
Fucking
by
dummy.
ethical businesses seeking voluntary self-regulation. Voluntary self-regulation.
Oh, no, they did it right.
Not
dude.
involuntary.
They did it right. It's
Without the
free.
need for government regulation. We love those people. And you can see the reviews on all of our sponsors, like the Zero Carb Life. Zero Carb Pizza Life, Cam. LYFE.
Starving right now, homie.
Are you?
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
Oh, God, I'm starving.
Because you bought that lunch and it's been sitting here.
God. 4:30 in the morning. I really haven't eaten much. I'm fucking starving.
No, I know.
Help me.
But listen, this Zero Carb Life Pizza, Cam, it is completely taking the pizza game to a completely new level. But you got to use our own special instructions on how to cook this
Put that
thing, man.
motherfucking olive oil.
500, put the olive oil at the
Make
bottom.
it crispy. Don't flop it. Get some bubbles in that mug.
Yeah.
And put whatever you want on that.
Yeah.
Get creative with it. That's what's cool about it.
If you just get the crust, but if you get the pizzas that come in 2 different flavors,
you can still put stuff
buffalo
on
style as well as a beef crumble.
Look, you could be satisfied with what they give you, but you could also be creative too with the kids and be like, what kind of toppings you want?
We have pizza tonight. We make pizza, dude.
Exactly. Dude, I see your pictures. I give you an American flag when you post that shit.
Oh, really?
When you do cool stuff, I'll throw American flag at you.
There you go.
But most of the time you do bullshit shit. And I'm like,
well, it's a great.
But when Chloe's scoring a goal or you're cooking stuff that's not just veggies, I'm like, what's up, baby?
Great tasting pizza and better for you. It's guilt-free is what it is.
Yeah. Good.
I love this, man. Eating pizza doesn't have to be a cheat meal, Cam. You know, like the workout dudes, they're like, oh, I'm going to have my cheat meal. I'm going to have pizza. Dude, this is like my post-workout meal is what I have right here.
Yeah, you're such a hard worker and work out all the time. You are a hard worker, but
I'm a very hard worker.
You're a very hard worker. Just your arms are tiny.
No, I'm ready to go for summer, dude. I'm ready to go.
For what?
Would you rather be 30 pounds overweight or 30 pounds underweight?
Underweight.
Would you?
Goddamn, for me, of course. That's a stupid question. 30 pounds underweight, that'd be like 170. No, I'd be 190.
Use that promo code Cam Strick, by the way. Hey, but we want to see the videos, man. When you get this pizza, cook it up
and send it to us.
Send it to us, dude. I want to see it. We'll put that out there.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out and all that, guys. Like, just send it to us.
Zero Carb Life, LYFE. That's how you spell life, Cam. How do you spell life?
I don't know. LYFE.
There you go. I can't wait till these rollerblades come in from Mars Blade too, by the way.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Taking the rollerblade game to a completely different level. They've got the holders for ice hockey too. So if you're an ice hockey player there, Austin Matthews, a bunch of NHL players are using the Mars Blade holder, Cam, for their ice skates, which takes their ice skating to a whole different level. Go to marsblade.com and see all the information. Like, read about it and see what they're doing to take the ice skating and rollerblading game to completely new heights that it's never been before.
I'm going to be cruising around in the subdivision with no shirt on, stick handling around.
You're killing the brand.
The women fucking
You're
like,
absolutely ruining the brand.
My wife's going to be like, Cam, put a shirt on. They're going crazy again.
We're going to have some Mars Blade t-shirts too.
Cool.
Zetterberg, Kronwall, Nyquist.
Yeah, dude.
Anton Strawman.
Great guy. I liked him a lot, man. He was a sweetheart. Swedish dude. He's a sweetheart, man.
Michael Backlund. Bunch of dudes, man.
Yeah, cool.
Doing their thing.
Well, hook me up.
Mars Blade. I am, dude.
God damn.
Par's hooking us up. Say hi to Par.
Hey, Par.
He's from Sweden, dude.
Oh, what's up, baby? I spent fucking a lot of money out there when I was up there in 2008.
What were you doing?
Oh, God.
Were you a healthy scratch? Did you play in either of those two games? Andy didn't play you?
Hell no.
Andy Murray.
And I go, you know what, Andy? You're not going to play me, which is fine. I'm finna party. And he caught me walking along.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, of course he did.
We'll talk about this next time.
Yeah, of course he did.
Talk about that.
All right. Hope you enjoyed this edition with Patrick Marleau. Apologize to Patrick for how you were talking.
Was I mean?
Post. Well,
with him?
And no, but in the close here about
Kate's
whatever
friends?
happened with her friends.
No. They bombarded me and it was rude. Yeah. And my wife was not happy about it.
No. Well, if Kate's not happy, then I'm not happy.
Then I'm fine.
I know. I'm not.
They're being bitches.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Cam, you can't say that.
But they were.
Yeah, but that's a kind of crossing.
No, but my
line.
wife even agreed to it, so I'm good.
I got you. Okay. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, go to our website if you want to check out any past interviews. Highly recommend you do so. CamandStrick.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at Cam and Strick. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on TikTok. We've got video coming out, I believe, soon. We're trying to decide. I don't know. I kind of like it without video.
I know. But if the fans, hey, we work for the fans.
Yes,
dude.
we do.
So whatever the fuck you guys want, we'll do it.
Yeah.
You want me to be funny and be.
You need to go to the normal brand and like hook yourself up before we start doing some video.
I need a lot of things.
Yeah. 7809 Ledoux. Normalbrand.com. Anybody, order these clothes, dude.
Yeah, they're good.
Best clothes. They're available. They got a new store in Nashville. They got a store in Denver. They're everywhere. So check out Normal Brand too. Go to their website, normalbrand.com, and get some clothes and get it today. All the Blues players are wearing that shit too.
Yeah,
Predators players are wearing it.
Good.
Yeah, this has been episode number 186 with the legend, Patrick Marleau, who joined us. Thanks for listening, as always, to the Cam and Strick Podcast.